Let's get ready to rumble!
Zinger Nation, jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today.
Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies.
Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley, that is the CEO of Akerna.
The best trade idea resource out there. Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Sad Thursday, in my opinion. Maybe it's a happy Thursday for you. It's not for me. We're not talking about Ford today. Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Give me a day. All right. Yeah, that chip shortage is bullshit. But whatever. We will figure it out. We are here. We are on the Power Hour. I'm not going to bloviate in this intro. I mean, let's just dive straight into it, guys. This is the Trade Idea Show. We are dropping trade ideas. We've got some fuego trade ideas today. If you don't know, I speak two languages, English and Spanish. Fuego is fire in Spanish. So we got some fuego trade ideas coming to you. Quick heads up of what is to come. Good friend of mine, Gianni Di Poce, technical analyst. He's got three picks. We're just opening right up front. Boom. No screwing around today. Three setups that he likes right now. 12:15, Iron Edge VC is going to be joining us. 12:30, CEO of Kaspien Holdings, ticker KSPN. 1 p.m., CEO of Mohawk Group, MWK. It's a big one. 1:30, RIPSTER. And at 1 o'clock, the second half of the show, Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick is going to be joining us. So that's what it is, guys. Yeah, throw me that like. Ford puke dump. I think it's bullshit news that this chip shortage, we don't like it. But all right, I said we'll talk about it tomorrow. We need a day of mourning. We need to RIP that stock a little bit. Power drill in Spanish is Puerto Drillio. So yeah, put that on Google Translate. But all right, I'm bringing Gianni onto the stream with me. There we go. I'm going to get my screen shared. Gianni, what's up, man? I just good, man. I just called it out. I said we're just getting straight into ideas today. This is the idea show. If we don't deliver on trade ideas, if this is not the best place to get trade ideas, people, I encourage them to call me out in the chat. I say, throw it out there. I'll throw it right back. But that's why you're here to help me out today. You said you got 10. I said give us your best 3. How's that?
We'll do that. Before I do, you're saying you speak Spanish. Fuego in Spanish. I speak Italian. It's fuoco in Italian. So hey, let's add up some foreign language learning here too, right?
Yeah. We got some fuego trade ideas.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, if you have one, it's better than mine. Mine doesn't have any of the lines or anything like that.
Can you see my my screen?
Let's see. There it is.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the first chart I want to take you through, this is a construction company. It's a weekly chart. The ticker symbol is FLR. This is Fluor Corporation.
FLR. Ticker's going in the chat. I'm putting it in there, guys.
Ticker's going in the chat.
That like button.
This plays into the whole value starting to outperform growth scenario. Okay, so we got a couple of chart patterns here, depending how you slice it. We either have a rounding bottom multi-year. Look, we're pressing up against multi-year resistance. We actually just broke above it. If you consider the highs here from 2019 to be there. So we're consolidating near multi-year highs. This is bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock rips up to the what would that be, $40 mark. So I really like this one. You could even make this, if you want to get cute, you could turn this into a little head and shoulders pattern. You got the head down here, and then you can have the left shoulder, the right shoulder. One of the things that we like to see when identifying these patterns is the right shoulder's low to be above the left shoulder's low. And that's what we have on this stock here. So again, this plays into the value outperforming growth trend that we've seen unfolding since last summer. And yeah, I think we keep ripping higher on this one, especially if inflation expectations continue to rise. So that's the first one that we have.
All right, we got the first air horn of the day too. Boom.
Yeah.
2 minutes into the show, we've got our first trade idea of the day. All right, so on technical strength, we like ticker FLR, Flora Foxtrot, Lima, Romeo. That ticker is in the chat. All right. And time horizon, price target. Give me those one for before we go to the next ones.
Let me go back to it real quick. So time horizon, well, as soon as if we can close above 23.25 in the weekly level, this could be a straight shot, in the next 3 to 6 months. I think, we could see an appreciation of, almost 100%, I think. So I really like this one.
Woo. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're going to see value really start to pick up over growth, especially if inflation expectations continue to rise. That's the name of the game. We had a deflationary decade, really 2 deflationary decades, from 2000 to 2010. Stocks didn't really do much. You had a couple of doubles and then, 50% corrections. Then in the 2010s, you had the deflationary decade of commodities. So I think that regime is over. I think for the 2020s, we're looking at an inflationary decade.
Yep. Okay. All right. You know what to say about that?
What's that?
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
All right. Next one. First idea down. 2.
All right.
Idea number 2.
So this is Matador Resources, MTDR. This is an energy company, and we really got a big, beautiful pattern on this one. So we are not up against resistance quite yet, but this is an energy stock. And, if you factor in how prices went negative last year, down to $37 a barrel.
You're talking about oil, right?
Yeah, and crude oil. The price has gone up over $100 in not even a year. So, had prices not gone negative, that would be headlines all over the news, I would guess. But I think, people don't really count the negative price action. But in any case, we have a multi-year rounding bottom here as well on Matador Resources. And, this might sound crazy now, but I wouldn't be surprised to see crude oil hit, 120, 130 a barrel by maybe Q4 of this year or, the first half of next year. So I'm really pounding the table on these inflationary possibilities. And I think this stock, Matador Resources, could really stand to benefit from such an environment. I mean, obviously, if the price of crude oil is going up, the energy producers are going to have wider profit margins. So I do like, we identified a rounding bottom. I kind of like this broadening wedge too. You can see how this stock got absolutely destroyed. And I think that was a capitulation low of the sort. So, for this stock, I think this is a $45, $50 stock, perhaps even by the end of the year or in the first half of next year. So let's even zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. We're not far from all-time highs here. So this is a leading stock within the energy sector. And we want to be long the strongest names within the strongest sectors. And, energy has been performing really well. It's one of the best performers year to date that no one's really quite pounding the table or highlighting just yet. So we want to, follow the strength. I'm very much a momentum trader, buy high and sell higher. And this is a stock that has all the marks of a, buy high, sell higher type trade.
Yay, capitalism.
All right. So shout out her scrambler in the chat. He likes this one too. And Prime Suspect says he's going to come on and pick Henry Schein next week. You better come on and pitch that stock. So, all right. There's ticker number 2. Give us this one more time. I'm going to drop it in the chat, Mr. Gianni.
MTDR, Matador Resources.
MTDR. All right, guys. We're now 10 minutes into the show. 2 setups. Give us the third one. Give us the third one. We are ready for it, baby. Come on.
Real quick, Luke, you're talking about speaking Spanish, Matador. That's got a Spanish connotation too, eh?
Exactly. Fluent,
okay,
baby. All that I am is fluent.
Let's pivot over to the biotech sector because we like to see strength from this. The NASDAQ topped out in February, still has not made a new all-time high. So I think that if we do, I do think we see new highs in the NASDAQ. I think we will see some leadership emerge from biotech. Biotech and healthcare have struggled in the last couple months relative to the overall market. But this, what is the name of it? It's, I know the ticker symbols better than the names. Myriad Genetics. So as evidenced by the name, a company that dabbles in, genetic research. And, we have another rounding bottom here too. So that's kind of the theme of this, segment is that we're coming up on multi-year resistance on so many stocks. And I think right now we're seeing some choppiness in the market. We're seeing a lot of false breakouts. We just need some more time in consolidation before breaking out to new highs across a variety of sectors. So I still like value over growth, but there's always going to be diamonds in the rough. And I think Myriad Genetics has all the marks of the stock that could be a leader in the biotech sector. This rounding bottom stock is projecting prices as high as the $50 mark. So I really like this one. And I think, once we can clear this level of resistance, it's going to be a straight shot up to the $50 mark, which would essentially be a retest of its former all-time high. So it's not like I'm, making it sound like the stock hasn't been there before.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying. So, all right, guys, I called it up front. I said, this is going to be the trade idea show. We are cutting the crap. I'm not going to blow V8 up front. We're just going to get straight into the tickers. Gianni just hammered us. He said he had 10 ideas. I said, give me your 3 best. There they are. Recap them again. Ticker FLR, ticker MTDR, ticker MYGN. Somebody in the chat, somebody in Zinger Nation, help us out. Smash that like button for Gianni dropping it there. And Gianni, but before we have to let you go in a minute here, I do want to drop the link in the chat. If you want more ideas, go follow along with Gianni. It's the place to be. Be there, be square. I'm on his email list. You probably should get on his email list too. I steal your ideas for this show sometimes, Gianni, by the way. FYI. Copyright infringement, that's fine.
That's all good, Luke.
Okay.
I like when you do that.
All right, good. I don't give you credit. Cool. Awesome, man. All right, this was fun. We got to get in the habit of doing this like once a week. Come on, man. And boom, we're going to rapid fire some tickers, rapid fire some charts, and get cruising.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All righty, sir. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Ciao.
Those are the idea, guys. I said, call me out in the chat today. You better be especially vicious if we're not delivering on ideas. I don't know how we can deliver any faster than that. I mean, that's as fast as you can pitch a stock, baby. That is what I am talking about. If you are just joining the show, quick preview of what is to come. We're not talking about Ford today. RIP that stock. Give me a day of mourning, and then we'll discuss it. We've got an awesome lineup of guests that are coming. We're about to have Iron Edge VC on. We've got 2 public company CEOs joining us. We've got RIPSTER. Rippy is going to be joining us at 1:30 Eastern. And Mr. Jason Raznick, Benzinga CEO, hopping on in the second half of the show. So that's what's going on. Market continues to drop, but that's all right. We keep it positive here. That's why I'm a little spazzy today. But I think it's okay when I'm a little spazzy today.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
It did.
That really got out of hand fast.
All right, Paul and Matt coming to us live from Iron Edge VC. What is up, guys? How are you doing on this fine Thursday?
Hi, Luke. Speaking for myself, I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. My name is Paul McGuire. I'm the founder and managing partner of Iron Edge VC, and this is Matt Green.
Hi, Luke. Thanks again for having us on. Appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, and that's an awesome. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No. I was just going to say I'm the head of research over here, so I do some of the dirty work when it comes to deciding what we're getting involved to, packaging, presenting information, and also for our purposes here, if anyone's looking to get involved or find out some more information for us, I'll be the point of contact for them as well.
And that's much more important. I was just going to say that's an awesome tree picture that you have in the background there. See, I had something much less interesting to say.
I painted it myself.
Okay, all right, there we go. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. But all right, guys, for our viewers in the audience, give us the background on Iron Edge. Why should we care? What's the deal, etc.
Well, it's a relatively new niche that we've found. If any of your viewers remember when Facebook went public, that was really what you'd call the advent of the whole pre-IPO investment, for larger groups idea. When people were, they got the idea that they could get privately held shares of Facebook and still be hanging on to them when the company went public. So that was really just the genesis of this whole thing. And I'd say in the past couple of years, it has greatly evolved and picked up steam, mostly courtesy of Palantir Technologies. There was a lot of that. Well, as you know, Palantir took its sweet time going public. And as a result, you had a lot of people out in Silicon Valley working for Palantir who were being compensated with a lot of equity. But the problem is, if you're a young, talented programmer, and they needed to hang on to their talent at Palantir, but if you're a young, talented programmer working for Palantir, you want to live anywhere near Palo Alto, the cheapest house out there is $2 million. So these guys and gals weren't being paid a lot of cash. They were getting a ton of equity. And suddenly you need to buy a house, and one that's within striking distance of your workplace. They had mountains of equity, so they could peel off a tiny piece of it, a small percentage of what they had, at a pretty significant discount. It would wind up in the hands of people like us. We'd create these investment funds, and therefore, my favorite word of the week, we would democratize the pre-IPO investment notion, and we sharing it with our clients who, ideally, and as certainly was the case with Palantir, when it eventually does go public, you've got a nice little return on your hands.
Okay, and so are your people? I don't know if you call them customers or members or what they are, but are your people, are they picking out the individual companies that they want, or are they investing into the fund, or how does that work?
It's a little bit of a well. For one thing, yes, we don't have a fund at the moment that's like a basket or an ETF or something.
Yep.
We are toying with that idea. People choose to do that if they can't make up their minds what they want to buy into. Then we could have a fund that holds a number of different pre-IPO companies. But at the moment, what works for us is that you come to us and last year it was Palantir and SoFi. SoFi is really not doing a lot of pre-IPO trading in that one because it's almost not a pre-IPO anymore.
The SPAC deal.
We'll have one for Orbital Insight, one for Udacity, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
So
give us a couple other hot ones. These are interesting. And again, guys, if you're just joining us, we're basically talking about how Iron Edge gives people the opportunity to buy shares of pre-IPO companies. So all right, you just dropped a couple names. If there are other hot, interesting names, I'd love to hear them.
I don't know if I have to give the disclaimer, but Orbital and Udacity are the ones in which I hold a personal position. So I don't know what the disclosure level is on this, but obviously I bought those because I'm really enthusiastic about them. Not that I lack enthusiasm for other ones in our company, and I have a few in mind that are going to be the next on my list. Matt is the one who can tell you a lot about the individual companies that we're doing because he is our head of research, and he's the guy that I go to when I have questions about individual companies.
And the mustache is strong too, Matt.
That's the other half of the reason why we keep him around here.
Absolutely. I can't grow a mustache. I tried once. I can't grow a beard either. So maybe we'll have to loop up after this.
That always works for me.
Okay. All right. I'll give that a go. But Matt, any other companies that you want to highlight? This is some pretty cool stuff talking about these companies before their stocks, public stocks.
Sure thing. Yeah. So the two that Paul just mentioned, they're two of our bigger hitters right now, Orbital Insight and Udacity. We don't pigeonhole ourselves into one particular sector of company, but we do focus a lot on technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, geospatial analytics, things like that, digital marketing and advertising. So we've got another couple of companies that we're working with as well at the moment, another one being Skykick. And then we're working with next.
What is Skykick?
Skykick, they're sort of like an AI machine learning and marketing campaign combination. So they help product analysis, and they're an SAS. Other businesses would utilize their service for their benefit.
Okay. Very cool. And then who can trade these? Is it do I have in. Can anybody do it? How well does that work?
it is required, not our rule, but the SEC's rule, that since we are dealing in unregistered securities, that all of our investors have to be accredited investors.
Okay. Yep. It's the way it goes. The fun stoppers, as we like to call them.
No
You know,
comment.
we have a lot of users too who don't like the pattern day trader rules. You know, they have a smaller account. They
Right.
they can only swing trade, that sort of thing. So I get it. I understand why the rules are there. Doesn't mean that it makes it more fun. So
It's to protect people from themselves, I suppose. I mean, you know, you really we don't we don't get involved in too many companies that have much of a risk of disappearing overnight. But the SEC doesn't know that. So as far as they know, we're dealing in companies that they know nothing about, whether it's Airbnb or Joe's Lemonade Stand, because they all fall into the same category of the SEC hasn't looked under the hood yet. So I understand the
For sure.
the spirit behind it. But at the same time, you know, the biggest complaint has always been, now you take someone who doesn't happen to have $1 million, they don't make a couple $100,000 a year, but they could be a real investing genius. How come they're left in the cold? And it really is quite unfair. So that's why they came up with this new accreditation measure last August, where it says, okay, if you have your Series 7, your Series 65, if you're the manager of a pre-IPO investment fund, you can be accredited by that measure as well. So it's a movement in the right direction.
Yeah, I get it, right?
Help people get themselves into trouble anyway. So
exactly, and yeah, I mean, you guys aren't these people, but there could very well be hucksters out there who want to go and, you know, prey on people who aren't sophisticated and say, hey, this is the next. We've all seen the movies, okay? We all saw Wolf of Wall Street.
Unfortunately,
that's
unfortunately that risk exists out there. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, guys. And then where do folks check it out? It's definitely interesting. I want to go sign up and check it out. Is it what does the sign up process look like? I guess that's another question I have.
Well, let's start a relationship by and again, my go-to guy for the information is it Learn More.
Yes.
So so if anyone in your audience sends an email to an address, learnmore@ironedgevc.com. Oh, great. I see it up there. That's perfect. And that's you know, that's how you sort of get into our universe, and we find out if you're accredited. You tell us what you're interested in, or if you don't know what you're interested in, you know, we can send you these little informational packages on basically what we have on our store shelves right now, because we put a lot of time and effort into finding the right things. And I don't want to get too off track. So that's really the short answer for you there, Luke, is learn more at ironedgevc.com, and that we'll respond to that very quickly. Matt will respond to it very quickly. Awesome. But what we do get a lot of is people calling with their own agenda, their own list of companies they want to buy. And I'm not going to name names in this case unless you really want me to, but some of them are just so. Actually, I'm going to name names.
Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Why not? So some of them get so inflated because people are chasing them. It's like, I want this hot name. I want that hot name. We had people coming to us getting a look at Coinbase a few weeks ago when it was still pre-IPO. But it was, when we checked the market for it, it was $500, $550 a share. And I'm looking at this and the valuation of Coinbase, and I understand the appeal of crypto, and I'm a long-term believer in cryptocurrencies, but I'm like, no, this valuation, I know we're in a world of ridiculous valuations, but this is at the top of the world of ridiculous valuations. So I said, I'd rather not accommodate you with these. Come and buy this. We have Orbital Insight at a $250, $300 million valuation with an M. And this company's going places. So fortunately, we're able to persuade people. And so now this thing's headed for a 50% haircut for some of those people who are buying Coinbase right before it went public.
I mean, it's pretty much there. I mean, let's see the stock last trade, 292.5. So All right.
Yeah, and I don't take any joy in that, but I do take pride in how seriously we take this stuff, and we want to get people into the right things because we want them to be coming back. It's very, very simple.
Absolutely. Well, awesome, guys. It's an interesting service. It's some interesting insight. I appreciate you coming on, hanging out on the Power Hour. Email address is up there. Learn more at Iron Edge VC. Paul, Matt, appreciate it. Appreciate the mustache. Appreciate the picture. And we'll have to do this again soon.
Luke, thank you again for having us here. And anytime, I look forward to the next opportunity if you'll have us.
Absolutely. All right. Peace out, guys. All right, Zinger Nation. I've got a good friend of mine, producer AB. Oh, my gosh. Looking good.
What's good, Hot Stocks?
All right, producer AB, I have one thing to say to you.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, that's it. All right, producer AB. As I previewed you, you're looking spiffy today. I do have a couple calls over the next few hours that I can't get out of. Sorry. So I'm gonna leave you in good hands. I'm gonna leave you with producer AB.
Are you gonna come back? Are you gonna come back to Ripster at 12:30? Or at 1:30? Sorry.
Nope. All you, producer AB. All right. Take the show away. Peace out, guys. Happy trading. Link to my Twitter is in the chat. Throw me a follow. Say hi. And let's keep the ideas going, producer AB.
Yes, sir. That's what we're all about. Trade ideas. All right, we got a guest coming up. Special CEO, Kaspien Holdings. We're gonna go ahead and bring them on. Oh, there we are. How we doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So where you calling in from right now?
We are in Spokane, Washington.
Okay, out on the West Coast, huh? So
That's
it's still
right.
Still early for you out there.
That's right. It's 9:30 in the morning.
Okay, awesome. So what? Just for our audience that may not be familiar with Kaspien, what exactly does Kaspien do?
Yeah, sure. I mean, at Kaspien, our mission is to optimize and grow brands on today's leading online marketplaces, such as Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Target, among others. And we provide a complete platform of software and tech-enabled services to do so. Pretty much, we work with various brands in 3 different business models. Our core business model is a retail model, where we will take an inventory position with a brand and then sell it on various marketplaces, such as Amazon, Walmart, etc. That's under Kaspien. But we've got multiple extensions to that core business model. We've got an agency model where we will just serve as an extension of your e-commerce team as a brand and don't take an inventory position, but provide you with all the services and the software that you need to grow your brand online. And then we also have a software model, software as a service, where for brands who want to take their operations in-house, then we provide them with a complete suite of software to be able to do so. We also recently announced a 4th pillar to our strategy, which is brand acquisitions, where we are going to also acquire brands and hopefully bring them under our fold and control the entire value chain. So that's what we do at a high level, just help brands build their businesses online.
Got it. So do you guys, are most of your clients like big name companies that are trying to sell their products on Amazon, or are they smaller companies trying to grow?
So we've got a range of brands. We typically divide our customer base into 3. We've got our strategic brands, large partners. We call them partners, our customers. Then we've got a number of different middle tier brands, and then we've got a number of different tail end brands. Each of them are doing different, volume on different platforms, and our goal is to just get them to that next level. The tail end brand, we want to bring them to that mid tiers, we want to bring them to strategic, and to our strategic brands, we want to take them to that next level. So it's all around the place. We've got a portfolio of almost 1,000 brands.
Got it. And you're not doing the actual like online marketplace for these companies. You're just helping them on the other online marketplaces such as Amazon and stuff. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Our core focus is a one-stop shop for everything marketplace growth. So we're helping them with other marketplaces such as Amazon, Walmart, Target, etc.
Got it. Beautiful. So has there been any recent news about Kaspien that you'd like to discuss with our audience or talk about?
Yeah, I mean, the company is growing. Certainly the last year has been instrumental for us from a strategic perspective. we were initially just a third-party retailer on Amazon. Our core model was really our retail model, and we have pivoted to multiple businesses to help brands, grow their businesses online. But our big news is really we raised, $13.5 million from the public markets recently, and our goal is to continue to invest that capital into various growth initiatives, add fuel to the fire. Want to continue to expand our organic strategy. Want to continue to expand through inorganic growth. Like I mentioned, buy brands. And then continue to become more omni-channel, which we really think is the future of e-commerce.
What does that look like in practice? The being more omnipresent, like the future of e-commerce, as you say.
Yeah, I mean, to explain to you what our view is of the future is, we want to go back to the basics of what a brand is, and a brand really is an experience that your customers have with you. And that experience in the future, or even today, is going to happen across multiple different channels. Your customers are going to be on TikTok, they're going to be on Amazon, they're going to be on your own website, they're going to experience you in store, potentially through an event. And the future of brands is, how do you meet your customers where they are in that journey, is what we truly believe. And so we want to invest in that future and help brands build their presence across various points where their customers are going to meet them. Today, our focus is on multiple marketplaces. So from Amazon only, we're now moving into Walmart, Target, eBay, multiple marketplaces. And over time, we will move into more true omni-channel, which includes your own website, potentially even retail. And all this controlled under the backbone of data, insights, predictive analytics, artificial intelligence. Like all that is going to really control this omni-channel experience. That's what we believe the future of e-commerce is.
Got it. Well, that sounds really exciting. I'm curious, is there like a certain type of product or company that you guys kind of specialize and do more of, or is it just all over the place?
So we are pretty much category agnostic. We're not specific to one particular category, but over time we have developed expertise in certain categories. So pets, sports, toys, baby, health, arts and crafts, they're some of the categories that we support. And we've just organically developed some expertise in that. But by and large, we're pretty agnostic. Our platform supports any category out there.
So when you say you have a kind of expertise then in say, what was one of the things you said? Babies?
Baby, yeah.
So baby care, so the product. So then if you get another company that comes to you and says, hey, we want to sell, say it's Johnson & Johnson, and they want to sell their baby products through you, or they want to hire you to help them sell more of their products. And then you can turn around and say, well, we've already done this with this product for this other company. This is what worked. Or how does that work? How does that look like?
Exactly. So our pitch to brands would be exactly what you mentioned is, look, we've got experience in this particular category. Here are our results. If you've seen, here's our platform. Here's how we would grow your brand. Here's where you can optimize your brand. We'll give some recommendations and really try to fit them into one of the different models that I mentioned. There could be just retail where we will take an inventory position, or maybe it's just a service that we provide them. So we'll figure out with that brand in a very tailored approach on what's the best model to work with them on.
Got it. So it's not really like a one size fits all package with you guys. You'll do tailored services for different companies.
That's right. That's why we pride ourselves on that particular model. And that's our big competitive differentiation. Yes, we've got the platform, we've got all the software, we've got tech-enabled services. It's all powered by AI, automation, insights. But our value proposition to brands is that one size doesn't fit all. So how do we create a solution that works for you, your goals, that works for us and our goals, and we'll figure out what that partnership model looks like.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm trying to figure. So do you know, have you heard anything about, or do you know what drop shipping is?
Correct. Yeah, we also support dropship as part of our model.
For individuals or for companies?
For companies. I mean, for distributors, other suppliers out there. So, our platform supports being able to drop ship from a supplier's facility directly to the consumer as well.
Okay. So can you explain real quick to our audience? Some may not know what drop shipping is.
Yeah, the big difference between dropship and any other fulfillment methodology is just that when an order comes in to a particular supplier or to us, we pass that order on to the supplier. We don't really ship the product out to the customer. The supplier or that particular distributor will go ahead and do so. That's the difference between dropship and us managing the inventory and supplying. It's just who is doing the fulfillment, whether you're doing the fulfillment or is the supplier doing the fulfillment. And in our case, we support both models. We have our own warehouse. We work with Amazon's warehouses. We work with various other third-party logistics providers to fulfill, but we also work directly with the suppliers who can fulfill directly to the consumer.
Got it. Yeah, so I just know I've been seeing more and more stuff online, like among kind of younger people talking about drop shipping, saying, oh, you can make this much money drop shipping. You just have to buy X product from China or from wherever, and then you get it and you can sell it off Amazon and make, so much money. I don't know if it's as easy as they say, but I know it's really popular that people are posting videos of that on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that out there. I think, we're seeing a lot of small fragmented players in the market, which with the whole COVID situation that happened last year, we saw an increase in demand on e-commerce as a whole that caused more sellers to come online. So it's a very fragmented market right now. You've got a lot of small players, you've got a lot of the large players like ourselves. And so, that has increased competition. So, it might not be as easy as some of these folks say that it's easy to just drop ship and make some money. There's a lot of competition. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to use data. You've got to be able to use insights. You've got to manage your advertisement spend appropriately. So I'm not recommending whether you should go or not into a dropship model, but just go in knowing the conditions of the market today.
No, I think it's just like fascinating to kind of not even research, but just watch these people talk about it, because it's like I didn't know what it was a year ago, and now I see, I see so many people doing it. Jim in the comments is saying he was doing drop shipping 15 years ago with eBay. See, if you would have gotten started drop shipping 15 years ago and you knew what you're doing, you probably make a pretty good business.
That's right. Yeah, it's a different game now, and like I said, these are great opportunities to maybe arbitrage quickly, but are they a long-term business is really the question that you've got to ask. And, are you truly building a brand online across these different business models that I talked about? That's the question that one should really be asking.
Right. And so I understand, do you guys just recently reported some, did you report all earnings or just some strong year-to-end results?
Yeah, we reported our earnings for fiscal year 20, which was pretty strong, and our 10K will come out on Friday, which is tomorrow. So our official 10K will be out as well. But yeah, results are pretty strong. Revenues have been growing the past year. We are EBITDA profitable as a company as well, and we have paved the path for some strong growth. We think we're well positioned to take advantage of some of the growth available in e-commerce as the penetration of e-commerce continues to increase in retail as a whole, and we are well positioned to take advantage of that. And we continue to invest in what that future looks like.
Got it. Thank you. And what about as far as like making new partnerships? Is there anything on that front?
Correct. Yeah. So that's a good question, because we have a one-stop shop platform of software and tech-enabled services, like I mentioned, that includes advertisement, supply chain, includes brand control. But then there are also a number of different ancillary services that complete our platform for us, and some of that we just don't do in-house. So we are partnering with various providers out there. For example, we have our own warehouse, but we don't have a full-fledged fulfillment capability. So we work with various third-party logistics providers like Deliver and MyFBA Prep. We also work with other providers from a brand control standpoint. How can someone find some of these unauthorized sellers who are probably trying to steal our buy box on Amazon? And so we work with various other partners who have better expertise to complete our one-stop shop platform. So we provide a bunch of the core services, and then we partner with others as well. And that will continue to increase as part of our value proposition.
I see a good question in the chat asking, can Kunal dive a bit deeper into the model and how the business generates cash flow? Is the revenue mainly fee driven, or is there other ways of driving that revenue besides the fees?
Yeah, good question. So let me talk about the three business models, like I mentioned. Our core business model is retail. In the case of the retail model, we act as a wholesaler. So we buy inventory at a certain cost, and then we sell it on these different marketplaces for a certain price, and we keep the margin. So that's the core business model. It's very similar to any other wholesale retailer that you'd imagine. Think about Nordstrom or one of these other players. Or even similar to Amazon's 1P retail business, their first party retail business, where they'll buy inventory and they'll sell it on the platform. So that's one model. And then on the subscription side, which is really that agency model and the software model, we combine both those businesses into what we call subscriptions. And in that case, the way the business works is we charge a monthly retainer to all our brands. So we charge them a monthly retainer, and then we charge them a small commission for the kind of volume that we drive. So that's more of a very typical software as a service model where we're charging a retainer and then a transaction fee, a commission on top of that. So that's how the two models really work, and they're separate from a business model standpoint. I'll add one more caveat, which you'll see in the earnings as well, is on the subscription side, our goal is to drive what we call gross merchandise value, which is GMV. So we continue to drive GMV because that's how we can show that we're adding value to various brands. And then we capture a small portion of that GMV in revenue. So that's the way to think about it. Is retail is we're making money on margin. GMV, we capture a small portion of that revenue through transactions as well as through a retainer.
Yeah, and then I was curious too, and I saw another question in the comments about it, so I have to ask about it. So obviously Shopify is like the biggest player in the kind of e-commerce world, and I know what you guys do is slightly different, but how do you guys differentiate yourselves from Shopify?
Yeah, it's a good question. So Shopify is really focused on, the small business. Is focused on the business who's really focusing on direct to consumer. They're trying to help brands create their own portals, their own stores out there, and help them sell directly to their consumer and create all the different services and software that's required around that particular model. We're on the flip side. What we're saying is, look, we're going to be focused on marketplaces first. That's our core model. We are in parallel to what Shopify is doing. We are building the Shopify for marketplace growth. So Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Target, Kroger, what are all these marketplaces that are out there? That space is also increasing. So along with your Shopify presence, along with everything that we do, you can complete your entire online picture. So we really sit at the side of Shopify, and that's the way we think about the world as opposed to a competition between them.
Yeah, so you guys are basically filling two different needs, not necessarily both taking up the same customer base, correct?
Exactly. For a brand, they can certainly work with Shopify, and they can continue to have their own store through Shopify. They can fulfill maybe through us or through themselves. But then how do you expand to beyond the Shopify distribution channels? That includes, Walmart, eBay, all these different marketplaces, and that's where we come in. Right.
All right, well, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we haven't covered yet. Do you, I have a note about subscriptions. Recurring business grew 200% and is quickly becoming a major contributor. Can you speak on that real quick? Just the subscriptions part of the business?
That's right. Yeah, that business started about a year and a half or so ago. So it's a new business, like I mentioned. It's an extension to our core model. And we started with about 30 or so partners in our first year. That's grown more than 200%. Its second year, we continue to drive more GMV through that business. And that growth rate isn't really stopping over the next year as well. So this year we will report that the similar numbers in terms of growth. And so that business continues to grow pretty strongly. We continue to drive more GMV through that business. It's not that our retail business is ever going to go away. It's just an additional service that we do provide to our brands through the subscriptions business, and it's growing really fast right now.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I think it sounds very fascinating, the whole business model. My only other question would be, I guess, if e-commerce slows down with the COVID recovery and people are more spending money in real shops and e-commerce is slowing down, how do you combat that? How do you keep your same revenue and keep your same growth?
Yeah, see, that's a good question, and that's why our mission is around optimizing and growing brands on today's leading online marketplaces. And tomorrow, if that moves into more retail, we'll have a presence there. If e-commerce on marketplaces starts shifting some of that volume onto another new upcoming marketplace, we'll have our presence there. I mean, our goal is really to serve brands. We take a customer first approach, and as we notice areas in the business that continue to move in a certain direction, we'll have our presence there. And that comes down to also to a social process, right? It's how do you create an organization that's agile, that's able to pivot quickly, launch new business models, and we've created that as part of our culture in the company as well.
Got it. Yeah, that's that'll be interesting to watch, kind of how how companies that are built for on more technology, e-commerce things, how they react when COVID or when as this recovery happens. So it's good to hear that you guys have a plan.
Absolutely, right. You've got to always be diversified in our approach, and I say that a lot in just how should even brands listening here today should be thinking about their strategy going forward. It's like, take a diversified approach towards your strategy. Work with multiple distribution channels, include Amazon, Walmart, all these different marketplaces, your own store, potentially retail. All this is connected through a technology platform and can be able to manage inventory across these different channels. But then also think about diversification on the supply chain side. What are you managing your own fulfillment? Do you have third-party logistics providers? Are you working with Amazon's warehouses, Walmart's warehouses? Try to think about a diversified strategy so you can shift and pivot as easily as possible as the world evolves with you.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, I always like to admire, a company when a company can be very versatile and resilient. So, in case they have to not necessarily pivot their whole business model, but just be willing to do things differently, that they don't get so ingrained in one certain way.
Absolutely. And I think, every company should be thinking about it, irrespective whether they're on e-commerce or any other field. You should really start creating a very agile-like environment within your company, very entrepreneurial, able to adapt very quickly, and that's going to, as the world around you adapts, you should be able to adapt with them.
Yeah, and I mean, I think obviously that goes for more things than just companies, for people too, to be versatile, to be resilient. And on that note, I mean, do you want to, just stepping back from Kaspien real quick, what type of background, like, did you go to school for business? Is that, what's your background like?
Yeah, so I originally started off as a software engineer, and I was at Microsoft for a period of time. Decided to make a change, go to business school, went to the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business to get my MBA, was the director of product at Groupon in Chicago for a bit, came back to the Seattle area, Washington area, was a chief operating officer for a venture-backed startup, and then did 2 GM roles, general manager roles at Amazon and at Microsoft before I got the job at Kaspien. So a lot of retail, technology, marketplace experience in my background, and throw an MBA into that as well.
Yeah, it's all like integrated together, the software engineer, the business background, then you're working for Amazon and Groupon, obviously technology companies, but ones that are involved in commerce in the marketplace.
The future of brands is tech. I mean, that's my firm belief. I mean, there's a reason why the Nike CEO is a technology guy, right? I mean, the future of omnichannel, the future of brands, they all have to be run through an algorithmic methodology. And if brands aren't thinking about that as the future, how do you control your entire supply chain, your entire value chain through and using technology as the backbone? I mean, you're going to miss out on a big opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just incredible, how much revenue, like I think I saw that I want to get it right. Let me check real quick, that there's more than $1 billion in lifetime net revenue through the company's combined e-commerce marketplaces. And yet the market cap for the company right now for Kaspien is only like 50 million. So it's interesting to see that disparity. I mean, I'd imagine this market cap keeps growing.
That's right. Yeah, we've certainly made significant improvements over the last year in terms of the market cap, and we have a lot of upside left in the company, and I can't be more excited about where the future of the company is.
Well, it sounds like the company's in good hands and they've got a good CEO. I mean, you've got some good experience there between Amazon, Microsoft. Those are some big names.
Well, thank you. I hope it'll add value to the company.
Well, is there any advice? We have a lot of younger people, myself included, like watching the show and stuff. Is there any advice you want to offer to people that may be watching?
Yeah, I mean, this is more, sort of personal advice, I guess. People always ask me, why did you leave your comfortable job in Microsoft and Amazon and all these places and go join a smaller company? And I keep telling people is that the reason I did that was, I had a goal, I had a dream, and I'm from India originally, an immigrant into the country, into the US, and this country truly is the land of opportunity, and it's given me various opportunities. And so all I can say to young people watching the show is that if you have a dream, go pursue it, and I'm sure it's waiting out there for you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, and I'll definitely keep that in mind. I got one more final question. So you spent some time in Chicago, you said, right?
That's right.
How do you like Chicago?
I love it. It's a fantastic city. Just loved my experience there. I mean, it's just the culture of the city. I mean, there's obviously the big city life that you have in downtown, but then there's also the suburbs if you want more of that suburban feel. So it's just a fantastic city, and I was pleasantly surprised when I went there for the first time that it's such a clean, such a vibrant downtown, and I certainly enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, I'm just a few hours south in St. Louis, Missouri, so I've got a bunch of friends and stuff up in Chicago. So I go up for weekends and stuff frequently.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, it's just I gotta go back there hopefully soon.
All right, well, let me know when you do. I'll meet you up there. I'll drive up a couple hours from St. Louis.
Sounds fantastic.
All right, Kunal, thank you for joining us, and for everyone that might just be tuning in. Kunal is the CEO of Kaspien Holdings. The ticker is KSPN. So yeah, go check them out. They're a leader in the e-commerce in that sphere.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. That was Kaspien Holdings. It's a good. I liked Kunal. He seems like he's a good CEO. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I guess you got it to become a CEO. I've got some more friends joining me. Rohan, Zunaid.
What's going on?
How we doing?
I like the theme of diversity you're bringing into the channel. You just went back to back to back. I just want you to know that.
I know. I mean, hey, you can say it. I can't.
As soon as you said you want to hop on, I was like, yeah, cool. And I log in and I see what's up, and I'm like, there's no way he just brought me on for this. I was like, there's no way.
Well, I was thinking about adding you right when he said I'm originally from.
I'm from India, yeah. Bro, I was like, I bet he won't. I
I saw you kind of laughing down there, getting ready for it. I had my mouse over it, ready to do it.
I would have died if you just brought me in and you said, oh, like, do you guys know each other? I would have been like, get out. Just get out the street ASAP.
I'd probably be out of a job, too.
Facts.
Speaking of which, I like that you shaved. Nice. I saw you got real ready for the interview.
Yeah, I didn't...
looking fresh.
Only had a little bit of time to get all prepped and whatnot, but, CEO's coming on, got to throw on the sport coat, the button down, the fresh shave.
Here's the question, though, and I always want to ask some people this. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I got to ask you this. Are you wearing shorts? Are you wearing like slacks? Are you wearing actual suit pants? What you got?
Oh, my God. I'm not even wearing shorts. I'm just in my boxers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that might get you fired. That was a good interview, though. I like it.
I appreciate it.
I like that question, though, because I would be like, why are you leaving Microsoft? That's a nice guaranteed paycheck coming in.
I mean, yeah, especially if you're high enough up that you get some equity or some like shares as part of your compensation.
Stocks. Yeah, for sure. I see you got RIPSTER coming out at 1:30. I heard.
Yeah, that fits the theme of the episode too.
I didn't even put that together.
You got to come back on for that one too.
I feel like Rohan puts this together is what he does.
You got me. That was the plan all along.
That's the filter on FinTwit. It's like, who knows about stocks, who knows what's going on, and who is brown. I love it.
Also, what's up, Zunaid? This is like the first time I've actually met you.
So. It is. What's up, man?
Not much. I got my twin looking over my computer screen. He's like, "Oh, Zunaid's on."
Tell Aaron to hop on too. Oh, there's Aaron.
Triplets. we just need.
Wait, all you guys have to come back on when RIPSTER comes on.
Oh my god!
Just let us. You know what? Tell Luke and Jason to take the day off.
Yeah.
And just have three of us take on the show for Power Hour. Is what it needs to be.
I bet we get some good international growth
for the audience.
100%. I don't know what time it is in India right now, but like, yeah, they'll stay up and watch too.
Yeah. Well, wait. Honestly, can I ask you, Zunaid? I don't know how much you keep up with like news and stuff about India, but I've been seeing obviously like COVID's been kind of getting bad there.
Yeah. It's been pretty tough. So, I mean, I have a few family members there. Thankfully, all of them are spread out across the nation and in Canada. But yeah, it's definitely brutal. And I'm surprised it actually took this long to get this back, just given the limited resources that India has, especially in a lot of villages and things like that, and especially how long COVID has been out. But I guess that's the compounding effort. We talk about it in stocks to benefit our wealth, but I guess in this case, it's compounded to the negative side back home. So definitely tough to see.
Yeah, I mean, I just know from at least from like the market standpoint, I've been seeing stuff about in like the oil industry that they're worried about the demand over there because if everyone's locked down, then obviously that's a big market to not be selling oil to.
Yeah, Luke actually had a play that he was thinking about if it went further. I don't know what the ticker was. I think it started with like a Y or something. I'm not sure. We'd have to ask him.
I think I was getting my fresh shave in when he was doing that.
No. He spoke about this maybe a couple of days ago. He was on with Jason and he talked about here's the ticker I'm looking at. If it goes further down, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the dip. But you got RIPSTER on it. I see we got a couple of CEOs coming on too, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, we're getting ready to bring Mohawk on. Mohawk Holding, which I believe they just had some breaking news, so we'll be able to talk to them about the breaking news. And see what's going on there.
Is that MWK? Yeah, that's MWK. Nice.
Yeah, let me get that pulled up right here.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's what it was. It was so is it YTRA or is it YRT? I see two different things.
I think that's don't ruin the surprise. I think that's part of the the news we're talking about.
Well, I was talking about the ticker that I'm seeing the chat. The Indian ticker
thing. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Luke's play? Yeah, Luke's play. Got it.
That's what I was talking about. You almost ruined the surprise, telling me not to ruin the surprise. I don't even know about the surprise.
I was on a different.
Well, I only said it because I think Luke tweeted out that he was coming on or whatever. That's the only reason I even brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I promise I didn't ruin anything. Can't fire me. Can't fire me.
Not at all. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get to CEO of Mohawk, or formerly Mohawk. Who knows? We'll see. And Zunaid and Rohan, if you guys want to hop back on in about 15 minutes,
I'll shoot you a text.
All right. Sounds good.
See you later, bud.
All right.
How we doing? Yaniv, am I saying that right?
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excited to be here.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from New York. Been here through the entire pandemic and very productive working from home. So exciting times.
Beautiful. So we had breaking news. Do you want to share with us?
Yeah. It's a great, very special day for us. Today we're announcing that we're rebranding Mohawk Group Holdings into Aterian Inc. Really super excited about what the team has done in terms of the branding and marketing and storytelling. And our website should be up any minute now. I think great job from our team at positioning us for the future of what we've built. And excited to tell everyone about our company and where we're going from here.
Got it. So can you just give us some background on, Aterian or Mohawk and how you guys started, what the business model is?
Sure. Yeah. So what is now called Aterian, and again, was formerly called Mohawk for the last 7 years, is a technology-enabled consumer product platform. Back 7 years ago, we realized that e-commerce was going to continue to be the fastest moving part of retail and continue to absorb more of the retail market share. And we realized that as technology companies like Amazon and Alibaba were reinventing the retail store, there was no one out there reinventing the consumer product company that's going to build products specifically for online. And we really believe that the traditional consumer companies are just operationally, culturally, technologically just not well designed for e-commerce. And so we basically wanted to build, again, the future of consumer products. And our company is a very unique play that is a hybrid between technology and consumer products. It's very important for the audience to understand that we make money selling consumer products across a portfolio of today 12 brands that we own. We sell those products across channels like Amazon and Walmart and Shopify. But what's unique about our model is we use technology to identify in vast amount of data, where is it that consumers are looking for the next thing? Where is it that they're not happy with the product that are currently on the shelf? And how can we build a better product that meets their demand, right? So very consumer-centric, very data-driven in identifying demand. And then behind that, we have an agile supply chain that can turn the data into product within 6 to 8 months. So we're more accurate and faster than traditional consumer companies. And then when we are actually in market, we use our technology to automate various aspects of the marketing, the customer service, the supply chain, really giving us an edge over traditional consumer companies. So again, think of us as the Amazon of consumer products. We're a technology company using technology through the supply chain to bring consumer products to market across brands that we own to satisfy customer demand.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. It's actually kind of similar, not exactly similar, but our previous company we had on, they were also kind of in the e-commerce space. So what initially made you guys want to rebrand?
Yeah, so the name Mohawk, was really back when we started the company, we thought it was a cool name that has kind of like the symbolism of like always be disruptive. You can't really be boring with a name like that. You're gonna have to kind of own to it. Well, obviously, this was 7 years ago before we knew we would obviously be public. And one very big parameter is there's a lot of confusion. There's another Mohawk out there. It's a company that does carpets and flooring, and there's not 1 week where I'm not getting emails asking me about carpets and flooring quotes, and not to mention multiple times where I've been in situations like this where I speak to a financial audience, and sometimes the medium on the other side confuses with the other companies. The confusion was just really a lot to handle, and we kind of had it in our mind a long time to think about how to like put us a little bit farther away from them. But also beyond that, I think that we've matured as a company. We're at a place right now where we're scaling very rapidly, and then we think we have potentially, if we execute well, a really incredible future. We could be one of the most exciting consumer companies out there, I think, in the next few years if we execute well. And I think that for us, it was a good time to think about a name that somehow touches on a few important aspects. One, Ethereum is basically referring to the Ethereum industry, which is one of the first human industry that emerged back in the Paleolithic era, in which humans kind of started carving tools that would allow them to become more efficient. And in a similar way, we think of technology as a critical aspect of the next evolution of consumer products. And again, very similarly to how the Ethereum industry create ripple effects in terms of innovation that are somewhat created all the things that we have today, where it's a reminder for us that technology can really change entire industries and change the way we do things to be more efficient. And so that's a big kind of like signal to people out there that we're always going to be disruptive, we're always going to be innovative. It's also this idea that it's a very old term, right? It comes back to the dawn of humankind, and it's always reminding us that it's always the beginning, and we're just getting started. We're not, we're still going to continue to disrupt and innovate and create ripple effects in the industry, and our time is now to do that. So again, very excited about this new chapter for us.
Yeah, no, I think it's beautiful. It's a great reason to kind of want to change names. Someone in the comments was saying they're skeptical of rebrandings usually, but this one they think is good. So
yeah, anyone who's followed us knows that there's a lot of confusion also with the other companies. So it was really a good time to do it. And I think also, our storytelling on the website and the branding, I think, is on another level. I'm looking forward to catch up with people who've been following us and our existing shareholders to get their opinion. But I'm very proud of the work we've done.
Yeah. And then, so I know you mentioned that, people were going crazy over the carpets and whatnot. So what products in particular, outside of the carpets are you guys specialize in?
We don't do carpets. That's the whole point. The way we think of it is really interesting, right? We take a very mathematical approach to it. Think of it this way, right? Every day, consumers are out there searching for products, searching for things they need. And by doing that, they're basically, signaling to, the public domains, right? The retailers online and all the other kind of like websites that they're meeting along the way when they're shopping. They're really kind of giving a lot of they're leaving a lot of breadcrumbs, I guess, that we can capture to understand what is it that they're searching, what is it that they're finding, what are the products that they're seeing. We basically analyze millions and millions of searches. We ingest a terabyte of data every day around what consumers are searching, what do they like and don't like about the products that they're seeing. We analyze the reviews, we analyze the sentiment that consumers have across different products, and we, from that, surface out opportunities that financially seem to be a great fit. And then what we'll do is, again, using our supply chain, we'll turn that data into a spec for a product. And we have today almost 40 people in our sourcing and quality control team that are going to go and find the right contract manufacturers to build a product that will be iteratively better. So that goes across many different categories. We're, from that perspective, pretty much category agnostic. We sell things like appliances and furniture and essential oils, and musical instruments. It's really all about what the data shows us. Where we see that there's an opportunity to turn a product to a very successful, long-term, profitable, cash-generating item that is meeting customer demand and really based on what consumers are telling us they're missing in the market, that's what we're going to build. So it's a very algorithmic, very data-driven approach to the world of consumer, but most importantly, it's very customer-centric. We're not building products because, oh, wow, we think this is what the customer wants, or we're passionate about a particular item. We let the data guide us, and we do the best we can to get customers the best value for their money, which is what drives customers today. One thing to add to that, one last thought on this, right? A lot of people don't realize it, but the power that the platforms like Amazon and Alibaba have given to consumers is that they have the ability to go and really do very meticulous research on products. They can look at reviews, they can look at price point comparisons, and that's driving a lot of the decision, right? And so by analyzing how they do that, we can find the white spaces, the dislocations that allow to bring the right product to market, and more important than anything else, meet the customer demand, right? Really give customers what they actually want, what they tell us they want.
Understood. So you might have mentioned this before, but so where are you compiling this consumer data from? Are you buying it from these different eBays and Amazons, or how does that work?
Yeah, so because we're also selling on these platforms, right? We use their APIs today to manage things like advertising and inventory levels. And so we have a lot of data that just by basically being in this business and interacting with these retail platforms, there's a lot of data that comes back from that. Now, of course, that data is not perfect. It's not exactly what we need. And so the magic lies in basically the data science of like taking that data, which again, very important to tell the audience out there. The data is not anything that's GDPR or personal. We're looking at high-level statistics, right? How many ads have we seen for this particular product? What do we think is the click-through rate? We watch all the publicly available information. We don't use any personal information, any information that is related back to people. We look at it from a trend and high-level category ownership of different products to identify in those public sets of data and the APIs that we're getting basically from the channels on which we sell. We cross-correlate those data points, and from that we build models that tell us things like what we estimate our competitors are selling, or what are the incumbent products in the market currently seeing in terms of market share, in terms of volumes of sales, in terms of fluctuation of price and customer satisfaction. So we have very strong analytics about what is happening in the market, mainly based on publicly available data and APIs that we get pretty much as a side effect from doing business on these platforms.
Got it. So what, as far as the APIs, what is that? How does that work like in practice?
So you think of it as for example, if you want to advertise on an Amazon or Walmart, right? Like you can do it manually. You can go out there and go into their dashboard, and you can basically start creating advertising campaigns. Say you sell, a couch, right? So you could go into the advertising engine of Amazon, for example, and you can start building a campaign around how to sell a couch, right? What customers are going to look for, and you can kind of bid for different searches to get the customer traffic. So by doing that, typically you get back reports, right? Those reports are going to be basically telling you how well did your advertising go. Oh, you advertised for these searches. This is how many customers clicked on it. Now, again, the data you're getting is partial. It's only going to give you some statistical relevancy of your product to what people are searching for. What we do is we automate all that. First of all, we've built an automation engine that creates all these advertising campaigns by itself. But most important, it also pulls the data that we get back, and then it feeds it to a data engine that uses that information plus publicly available info and cross-correlates the data points to tell us an estimate of what the size of the market is, depending on how many people are searching for products statistically, how many people are clicking on ads, how many reviews are getting accumulated for products. We have all sorts of metrics that allow us to piece together from the data that's available to us an estimate of the market size, the strength of the different incumbents in the market in terms of like their moat. And then, from that, we can deduct if there's a way to enter that market or not. If there's a trend, for example, maybe, we're seeing a surge in a search that has a certain feature of a product that not a lot of products have, right? And so now the question becomes, is that going to be a long-term trend, or is that something that's a fad that's going to go away? And if we think it's a long-term, we have enough of a rapid supply chain that come in with a product that meets the demand and takes a good position in that market, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I'm just so you mentioned the supply chain. So is there any worry as we go through the COVID recovery that supply won't be able to meet up with demand?
Yeah, just I think every company out there is now definitely, any company out there that's dealing with supply chain is going to have those challenges. It's a very fluid situation. We're obviously dealing with it and following very closely. I just don't think there's any consumer company out there that is, not going to be somewhat affected by that. So it's definitely something we're dealing with as well, for sure. We're following very closely. There's definitely different viewpoints as to when it gets resolved. It's definitely kind of like this sinus wave where initially when the pandemic started, you had everyone basically not wanting any more production from the factories at all because everyone thought, we don't know what's going to happen with COVID, and are we going to have enough demand? And so it created this vacuum, right? And then once we kind of figured out that we can somehow, live with COVID and it's not the end of the world, right? The opposite happened. And all of a sudden everyone piled in with demand. And so now it just created this imbalance in the movement of containers, which increased the price of containers and, the time it takes to ship. So obviously all those things affect us and we're dealing with them the best we can, right? But, it's something that we're following very closely.
Yeah, and then I see someone in the chat asking about AIMEE software, AIMEE. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so AIMEE is basically our AIMEE is our technology, right? It's our platform that runs our entire business. Everything that I spoke about, right? The ability to detect products, the ability to manage the supply chain, the ability to manage inventory, advertising costs, forecasting, pretty much everything in our business that is digital, that we can digitalize, that we can automate is happening through AIMEE. So it's we refer to it as an operating system for commerce, right? Every aspect of the business flows through it so that we have one central data storage and data lake where all the information about our business, about the market is available to all the different components of the system. And so we can make the best decisions on the fly. Again, AIMEE is kind of the crown jewel of our IP. It's where we've invested all our efforts in terms of allowing us to build a business that is more scalable, that has the better operating leverage because it allows us to manage more products with a strong team, but also a team that doesn't have to exponentially grow as the amount of revenue and the products that we sell are continuing to pile, right?
Right. So we have a phrase here that we like to talk about the thing behind the thing. So it sounds like AIMEE is the thing behind the thing for you guys.
That's correct. That's really that's our differentiator, right? Like, I think in a way you can almost think of it this way, right? Like it's what's happening with e-commerce is that there's been a level playing field. Anyone out there can go and try to, you have through Alibaba, for example, you have access to thousands of manufacturers. If you and I wanted to build a brand tomorrow, we could probably figure out like what we want to do and then go to Alibaba and get like, some manufacturer access and build the product with them. And then with things like Amazon and Shopify and Facebook, you pretty much can reach, millions of customers. So what used to be very difficult in the past, if again, you and I wanted in the past to build a product and put it on a shelf of Walmart, that was very hard, right? Because there was not a lot of space on the shelf. It was really hard to get in there. You had to be a big brand to do that. That has been completely changed by e-commerce because of that infinite shelf that's out there and the access that, pretty much anyone has today to either create products or sell them. What we've done with Amy is we've basically said, the next differentiator is in the ability to do that at scale. Because again, everyone out there can go and do that. Everyone out there, you have today you have 2 million third-party sellers on Amazon that are running 60% of Amazon's revenue. They're basically a lot of mom and pops businesses that are, leveraging this incredible opportunity to go out there and build products and sell them online. But the problem they have is that they reach a certain scale, maybe tens of millions of dollars, and then they're capped out because the challenge with this new model is it requires you to do a lot of things manually, right? Managing your advertising, your forecasting, your inventory, all these things. And so when we looked at that, we said, to do this at scale, you need technology. You need to automate all these things because otherwise, as you add more products into your business, as you try to manage more channels, the complexity of your business becomes exponential, and you're gonna run out of smart people to hire to manage all this complexity, right? And so for us, the technology is the next frontier. It is what's going to allow consumer companies to manage end-to-end from manufacturer all the way to customer, thousands of products, but in a very efficient way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it just sounds fascinating, your guys' business model using the technology to power that whole marketplace.
One thing that's really maybe interesting for the audience to hear about it is if anyone who's followed us as well, right, is as I mentioned, all these smaller businesses that we are basically differentiating through technology with, there's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there to actually acquire them. So what we've been doing in the last year is we've also been, out there basically buying smaller businesses that have great assets and adding them to our platform, and that's allowed us to scale very rapidly. There's a huge kind of thing happening right now in the industry where billions of dollars are being poured into companies trying to aggregate smaller sellers into holding companies, and it's one of the strategies that we're going to continue to execute on pretty aggressively in the next few months, and I think it's going to be a very big driver into our growth, right? And it's already been we've acquired seven different brands in the last year. So continuing on that pattern will again allow us to continue to scale very rapidly. So
yeah. All right. Well, if there's anything else you want to leave our audience with, Yaniv, then please do.
No, just thanks so much. For those who've been following us before, we're super excited about this new rebranding and the name and the storytelling that we're putting out there. And I think we're going to invest heavily into get more visibility into our story in the next few months. And for those who just are starting to learn about us, excited to tell you more about what our company does. And if you believe in e-commerce and believe it's the future, you should definitely check out what we're doing.
Yeah, and just for anyone who might be just joining us, this is formerly Mohawk Group's CEO, now Aterian Inc., and the new ticker is ATER. So they're going from MWK. Is that right?
That's correct.
MWK to ATER, new ticker. So that's real exciting stuff. The rebrand, everything going on. And yeah, we'd love to get you back on again in a few months or so for some company updates.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. Thanks for the time.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day, Yaniv.
Take care. Thank you.
All right. That was Yaniv, CEO of Aterian, now Aterian, formerly Mohawk. Mr. Raznick, can you hear me? I got Jason on. I don't know if he can hear me or not. We got Rohan too. What's up, Rohan? All right. So now let's take some tickers out of the chat before we got RIPSTER coming on in 8 minutes, 1:30. I see some people in the chat asking when is RIPSTER coming on. So we got 8 minutes till RIPSTER comes on. So get your questions ready for Ripster. Ripster is the best person to ask about anything when it comes to charts, technical analysis.
All right. I'm here. Don't worry. Everything's back to normal. You're okay. You're okay. So this is Jason Raznick. Rohan and I got the finish. Rohan will just sit there and move the above head camera if he knows how to use it. Move it around, show it around the office, Rohan. People want to know. Let's get back to it. Let's talk about trading. That was awesome. Awesome interview, AB, for your first one on your own. I know you were really nervous. I think you handled it. You got to get a little more energy sometimes, a little more voice intonations and that kind of stuff, but it was still quality. Okay. So they're asking us about SDC.
So when you're saying that, you're saying that
Spencer Israel,
the voice of the nation.
Spencer Israel got in so much trouble today, by the way.
What did he do?
So we got reached out to us by someone that works for Trump to come on the show in the next couple of weeks. I'm serious.
Like actually bring Trump on the show.
Yeah, I'm serious. He was on Mornings with Maria this morning. We have more viewers than Mornings with Maria. What's the big deal? It's not a big deal. Like, I don't. And Trump and Spencer and Joel said they wouldn't interview Trump, and people got really mad that like we're supposed to be apolitical and we ask questions.
We're a media outlet. We can interview anyone. We just have to ask fair questions.
I know. So Spencer and Joel got really shit on. I feel bad for them a little bit.
I saw the comment. I hopped in the chat and I said to someone this morning, I was like, "We're here to make money, not talk politics." And then I said, as a joke, I'm voting for Joel and Spencer in 2024. And someone kicked me out of the chat.
Oh, really?
Because they said I was talking politics for saying I'm voting for Spencer and Joel, and I was like, I was just making a joke. All right, but
really?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I know.
That is crazy. That is absolutely like, oh my God. Who did that?
I don't know. We've been trying to figure it out since.
It wasn't me. I'll tell you that.
No, I know. I got put in the penalty box, and
and I saw someone like put one of our main guys in the penalty box, and I'm like, who the hell is doing this? I'm gonna remove privileges. I don't know if it was Happy Mohammed. I'll give him a warning. I won't remove his privileges, but I mean, don't be doing that. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, who cares if Donald Trump sucks or doesn't suck? That's not the point. You're interviewing the person.
Yeah.
I mean, people are such schmoes when they talk that. Who cares?
Well, I told someone else in the comments.
That's why That's why I felt bad for Spencer and Joel, because I knew they'd get yelled at and creamed for doing what they said. So I actually felt bad for them. But it is what it is. So
wait, who's that on the screen right now?
Where
is that? John G with the vertical monitor?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So I need Zinger Nation's help. Okay. Here's where I need your help. Okay. This is important. This is a big deal. So Oz Perlman is going to be on the CNBC fantasy draft at 2 p.m. Okay. He needs picks. He needs to have 6 picks, and we are going to talk about his picks, his things right now. So he has to have 6 picks, and we're going to talk about his picks right now and what O's should do. So this is what I want to do. I want to do it on the show right now. Here we go. Hold on. All right. We're live. Okay. So we need to tell O's he's number 7th in the draft. And we need to tell O's what picks to make. All right. I'm going to widen the screen. Here we go. O's knows. He's the mentalist. We are talking about you live. O's is here. O's, do you want to come on and discuss right now the picks, or do you just want to listen? Okay. All right. So now this is what I'm going to tell O's. I know the other guys aren't listening. This is just for O's, and we're going to help Zinger Nation. We're going to help O's Perlman win. Okay. So here's the contest. This is for the CNBC Fancy Draft at 2 p.m. We need to tell O's. RIPSTER comes on at 1:30 or 1:33. We're moving 6 minutes behind right now. 1:33. So what's wrong? What's wrong, AB?
I just think it's funny.
Why is that funny?
6 minutes is just an arbitrary. It's a random number.
That's what it is. So he told me. Why is it arbitrary?
Oh, he told. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Sorry.
God, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're doing if you're drinking on the job. Okay, so you can't listen in a second, but well, then you're missing out, dude. Then you miss out. Okay. Okay, I'll just text you O's. All right. What are the stocks we're giving O's to buy? What's gonna move what's gonna move in the next year? My picks, and I'm telling O's, my picks in the next year is gonna be, let me see. I'm going here. Well, I guess Vegas Sands is interesting. Tan. I'm going Tan, Etsy, ARC, BTC. Whoever said that is silly. There's no way Bitcoin will be available at the end, you know? Okay. What other ones? Do you like any, Aaron?
Any stocks just in the next year?
Yeah, look at the list. Any stocks? No, there's 30 stocks you can choose from right now. Look at the list.
I do like DraftKings here. I like I'd imagine ARK will start, or the ARKK fund, because I was just looking at that earlier and it's been down only 1.5% year to date. So if you expect any of those Kathy picks to really start moving, the Teslas, the Nano Dimensions, then ARK could be a good play here too. Apple too. So those would be my three: Apple, ARK, and well, actually, wait, no, I see Boeing on there. I'm going to revise that: Apple, Boeing, and DraftKings.
You like Apple, Boeing, and DraftKings. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a thesis for.
He needs his thesis.
Okay, so for Apple, it's obviously they just crushed earnings. The stock's trading down, but
technically, it's not they just crushed earnings. It just crushed earnings.
The company just crushed earnings. You're right.
It's just one company. The people at Apple crushed earnings. Sure, that's fine. That's good if you want.
So the company crushed earnings.
You guys know that me and O's were third last year, but we were first the whole time. We had Bitcoin, Disney, and Goldman Sachs. Disney and Goldman were my picks. Bitcoin was O's picks. And what the hell is that? O's. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh wait, who put this on the? All right, we got to get this on the screen.
That's me. Okay, sorry. So I picked Disney last year, and I picked Goldman, and O's picked Bitcoin. Do you guys think Etsy has a chance to have a lot of upside? It tripled in the last year. You guys still think it has a lot of upside potential? O's is asking. What do you guys think? What does Zinger Nation think? What do you think? What is Zinger Nation? Dude, there's no time to joke right now. This is we have 26 minutes until the draft. If you guys are in here to joke, then get out of here. Like Sean, get out of here. We don't have time for this shit. We're focusing. We have a draft. Last year we were third. We were first the whole time until Tesla took off. So guys, we need the 3 picks for O's here. So you prefer DraftKings? Yeah. So DraftKings, if online gaming really takes off, DraftKings has a chance to spike. We need 2 other picks. So OSTK, you're liking Overstock. Guys, we need to have 6 stocks for O's. O's is listening right now. He has the IFB in his ear. He's going on CNBC at 2 p.m. This is Zinger Nation coming together to give O's the best 3. He picks 2 stocks. We have to give him 6. That's because by the time he gets them, a lot of them will be taken. So, Sweet Life Trader, we have our picks, but I'm coming to Zinger Nation to get. All right, I'm going to ignore this guy, Sweet Life Trader, put him in, remove him. Okay, so all right, they're not helping Zinger Nation, so I'm sorry, O's. I thought they would, but they're just all. I guess
Boeing was trading like 340 right before the pandemic hit and the market crash, and it still got ways to go. People are going to be flying out everyone's going to be flying, so places are going to need to start buying more Boeing airplanes.
But why is anyone even talking about Leslie's when it's just the stocks on the screen that I'm showing you guys right now? Jesus. All right, so here's what I'll forget Zinger Nation on this one. They're not being nice. So I'm going to give O's. I like Delta. Look at the market cap right now. Aaron, maybe put on Pro. What's 52-week high in Delta?
Let's see. I'm getting it pulled up in Pro right now. If I share my screen, you won't be able to see it. All right. 52-week range. So the 52-week high is $52.28.
$52.28?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's currently at 46.35.
46.35.
Yeah.
Okay, so business travel is definitely taking a hit short term, but I think when O's gets there, and I know Delta's stays at 40s to 50s. What about FedEx, Facebook? We need volatile stocks. You guys, we got to swing for the fences. So Delta, if it goes up, it's up 10%, 15%, 20%. Roblox, what's Roblox's market cap, guys? I'm still a big fan of Ford right now. Now Ford had earnings yesterday. Give me the chart on Ford. Let me put you back up on Ford. Put Ford up. What Ford do? Did it move anything? So
Ford came down from like 13.
Yeah, because the chips they forecast the profit was huge, but chips. Okay, so give me the market cap on what I just told you. Give me the market cap on. Go back to the previous one.
Roblox. It didn't have a market cap on here. We'll have to go find it.
You guys realize this is what O's just texted me. He's going live on CNBC in 27 minutes. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby, baby.
Yeah, so we need to do like a one that can really run. We can't just pick safe ones.
Yes, exactly. So thank you. Made in India. You're the man. 27 billion. So I think 40 billion. I think Roblox can run though. I do. I do. I mean, you guys will watch O's pick. I'll be texting him. So if you want to send it to me, what about Plug Power? It's already taken off so much, but that is one that has the potential to move in a big way. Like I could tell O's McDonald's, because McDonald's is always going to do well. But if we really, really need it to go, it is, what's the market cap of McDonald's? Give me that.
McDonald's.
Okay, hey, Rip's here, so we got 1 more minute to Rip.
One more minute. All right. Market cap for McDonald's is 167 billion.
What'd you say?
167 billion.
All right, and Rip may have some. Ripster may have some ideas.
Yeah, we should ask Rip.
Yeah, I'm going to. And O's doesn't know what Plug Power is. You guys, you think Plug Power can still rip? Let me get Rip on real quick.
Wait, look at Plug's chart. Plug's chart doesn't look good, but it could go back up to this previous high of $70, and it's only at 28. So that'd be over 100%.
So let's ask Rip because he'll be able to help O's on this one. Hold on. Right. Let me do the Zinger Nation. Go ahead. All right, Ripster, welcome back. Thursday afternoon, 1:35 Eastern time. How are you, my man?
Hey, Jason. How are you?
Good. So we're trying to help out our friend. His name is Oz Perlman. He's the mentalist, okay? He's like been on America's Got Talent. He came in third, and he does like shows for like, I don't know. He's Steve Cohen's personal mentalist. I don't know. But
who's that?
His name is Oz Perlman. At 2 p.m. He's going to be on CNBC doing the CNBC fantasy draft. Tim Seymour is in it. I was in it last year with O's, or 2 years ago. We came in third. He has to pick 2 stocks on the show. So if you look at our screen right now, we have that screen that we have up there right now. That is the stocks he gets to choose from. Where'd it go? There it goes. That's the stocks he gets to choose from. So our question to you is, he wants to swing for the fences. Do you think Plug Power should be something he should look at? I mean, he only picks 2, but he's number 8 or 7th in the draft. His mentalist abilities did not work to get him a good draft pick. So
you need to the pick should have a low market cap, and it should be growing exponentially on the sales and revenues. So you just want my thoughts on Plug?
Yeah, well, I just asked about Plug because I know Plug, is falling a lot. Maybe because the ones I told so far are this. You're not going to like, but out of the choices they give us, there's a 60 stocks. That's all they give. Out of the choices they gave us, I told them TAN in case solar takes off, Invesco ETF. I'm not saying this is like amazing. I said TAN is in play. I said, what else did I say in play? I said ARK Innovation Fund, the ARKK. And then I gave him one more, Ford. I gave him Ford. Okay. So out of the picks that you see on the screen right now, those are the ones I gave him. Any opinion? And then someone said Plug Power, and I'm like, you know what? Let's ask the man, the myth, and the legend, the Ripster man.
What's the timeline?
The timeline is 1 year.
1 year, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ripster, you got it that you need like a low, something that can really run, because you're only going to win this thing if you get 2 stocks that give like 100% over the year, or whatever. Maybe not 100%, but whatever it is, you're not going to win by getting.
You're not getting that 100% on your Apples or Boeings and all that. You need something which is still growing, still growth, and low market cap, float, smaller float. If you really want to win this game, you find something which has relatively smaller float, and of course, outstanding shares relatively lower. And Plug will cut the bill, but again, Plug is a lot of that, more of a potential name. I haven't studied it recently, but I need to see what's the TAM coming days, how's the revenue sales. I don't see much here on my chart. Let me see what else you got.
Royal Caribbean, Roku, Pfizer, PayPal, Palantir, Nvidia, Oil, Lennars, Macy's, Las Vegas Sands. It's 10 months. It ends in late February. Oz Perlman just texted me. It ends in late February.
What about Viacom? Could be interesting, because if they're still way down off what they were trading at a few months ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, I don't really like to talk like way down. A down, if something is down, can go way down, way lower, unless you're using a stop, right? So anything which is low can go lower.
So right? you like to wait till something's back on that up.
I like to see the strength, right? Buy the strength and sell the strength. Buy high, sell higher, right? I mean, yeah.
What about Nvidia?
That could easily be at $800 by next February.
What do you think, Ripster?
Yeah,
you like it?
Nvidia is a good one.
All right, Ripster likes Nvidia, so I always take that to the bank.
Plug for me is a lot of still kind of a speculation for me. I mean, if you just go by chart, yes, it can reverse over 32 and squeeze back up to 48 and all that. But from chart side. So yeah.
Raz, you said he's what, like the 7th, 8th pick?
Yeah, and then
Palantir. I will rather go Palantir.
Palantir. He says Palantir.
Palantir, because it's proven TAM and a proven their market potential. So
all right, so he likes Palantir, and then the last question is, guys, do you think Tesla could pop or drop up until February of next year?
Yeah, I don't like to predict things, but Tesla, once Tesla reclaims 720, and then it can get the right back up.
All right, Oz, we gave you some stuff. Now I got to go to Ripster's picks, because Ripster's community's here and they're asking me questions and they want Ripster. Yeah. So haven't talked to you in a bit. How have you been doing first?
I mean, March was tough. I think we met after March. I was here in April. So April has been relatively good. Just sticking with the short-term trades, recently earning trades, not too many swings. I'm still not ready. I'm still not ready to put my money on growth stocks that I like. Still taking the cautious. I don't like to buy the dips and weakness. So, but have been playing earnings. I don't have many picks today. Maybe I'll, because I'm still not throwing my cash there. Maybe I might have one or two. But I'm more here to talk about earnings, right? How people are playing earnings. People have a very wrong concept of playing earnings, and they play earnings and they see, oh, this happened, it's still not going up. This happened, still not going up. So that's I would like to talk about. But to recap, last time I was here, we were talking about SPY, right?
Yep.
So I told them that SPY, when it breaks out that 398 level, when it will trend. And that's what happened, right? If you see the SPY chart, the range breakout happened at 398, 400, and now it's at 420. So whoever had those monthly calls, they banked. So that's where we were last time. And now SPY is at highs, taking a breather. Everything, there's nothing really bearish out there, like that's saying, the earnings are coming out good. They are saying Biden won't even be able to pass his whatever tax he was trying to do.
Woohoo!
That's
sorry. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Yeah. GDP is growing fine. So the thing is, the market is just taking breathers. So I think what's happening today, after good earnings, and we couldn't make higher highs on our market or our stocks. investors are like, if this can't move the market, let's take some profits, right? So that's what's happening today. So, but just we need to watch. I will want a consolidation, like maybe a little more pullback consolidation. You don't want things to go straight up, right? The way SPY has been doing, right, straight up since 410. So I would rather have it consolidate, for some time and then move up. But my main focus is not SPY. I mean, SPY is fine. The FANGs are fine. Where you make most of your money is your growth picks. You need money in small caps, IWM, Russell, mid caps. That's still weak. That's what troubles me. That's why I'm not taking any big swings or doing anything like that. So that's my thoughts of where we are on the market. Still being patient. Still still taking short-term trades, earnings trades, and all that. So yeah.
So Rip, I hear you, and there's similar things I was doing, but I started buying like pool related stocks because last year during Corona, a lot of people got pools, and then in Texas when they had all the damage to pools, so I started buying like some of these like Leslie's, and then a couple others. Do you look at, even though the market is not all straight, do you look at like trends like, okay, people are going to get more work done to pools, chlorine, there's a chlorine shortage. Do you go in then would you go buy like Leslie's like I did? Sorry about that, guys.
Definitely I would do that. I haven't looked up into, so what you call trend is, I call the sectors with relative strength, right? I always talk about relative strength. You want to see where the money is flowing. Well, I'm not aware of what trends are right now. I was just focusing on my short-term trades, but there was something going on like that a few months ago or last year. It was all about RVs. Market was weak, but all the RV stocks were moving, right? CWH. So that's so I would definitely take it. If you have some suggestions on this pool, what you're talking about, if you see money is flowing that side, yes, why not? It's a good trader goes where the money is, right? Rather than going where the money is coming out and you are putting the money in some weakness. Go find where the money is flowing and you just put the money there. So I agree with you. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I did that. I bought that Leslie's and one other one that I don't know. It's like HYY or something. Someone in the show said about it, but I like some people, ask you about old stocks that I know you don't play anymore. Do you, when you get rid of old stocks, do you look at them to see where they're at like now, or are they just dead to you? Or do you like if you traded Neo in the past and got rid of it, will you sometimes revert back to old stocks that you were in 3 months ago to see if the chart's forming again? Or I guess what I'm trying to ask is go ahead with that.
Definitely. See, a stock, a company, which is it's on a growth trajectory, it might slow down or something happen. Market fundamentals might throw it down, right? And when I see that the chart has been, like you talked about Neo, right? Neo was at a big run. I had alerted it at 14. It went to 67 for all my followers. But then then I stopped trading it when it was kind of fully extended. I moved to other names. But recently, Neo has been consolidating. So yes, the story is still the same. The stock market cap is almost half, which was it at highest value. And then I wait for the earnings. So earnings, I wait, how the earnings are. And then if it's looking good, then I might take it. But I will not buy the weakness. I will not buy Neo at like I didn't buy Neo when it was 35 last month. I didn't buy it a few weeks ago. I only bought recently right before the earnings as an earning run up. I traded it, alerted everybody when it broke the trend line to upside. So I wait for the strength. So I definitely go back to a company. But again, I'm more cautious, right? Because when a stock is on uptrend and it had that major fall for, let's say, a few earning quarters, that means something is amiss that they need to work on. So I will still get back on them, but I will be cautious, maybe make a smaller trades, wait and watch. They just have to prove themselves. Let's say like companies which have like Shop, they have always, they never really have multi-baggers. They never really had big pullbacks. They were always outperforming. TTD every quarter, it beats. It not only beats, it just stands up to the expectations that TTD has. Everybody has expectations from him. So that's how I would like to revisit any old stock, right? Like you mentioned.
Yeah, no, and TTD, like you said, has been unbelievable. I mean, so do you have like long-term holdings that you just don't ever trade out of? Like, do you own Google long-term or Apple? Like, what do you have long-term ones that you just don't even mess with?
No, I always, even with the long term, I have some biotechs which I don't really mess with, but other long terms I trade around the core. I would cut them and add them all around, but I just don't sit on them, right? Because I can use that capital to trade short term and make much more in a shorter term, right? And that's just me because I'm a combination of a short term, long term swing trader, day trader. So I can do a lot of things, but might not work for everybody. But yeah, TTD, I was long term on TTD, but I'm not on it right now. Like when we had that COVID lows,
Got it. And guys, we have Ripster on. Isn't it like Aaron? You don't have his Twitter name on his thing. Isn't it Ripster47 though?
Yeah, Ripster47.
I knew it by heart. By heart. See, 47. Because
I'll throw it in the chat, the link, so it's easier. So you don't
is
have
47 your favorite number?
I was a gamer before I was like a home gamer, amateur gamer before I was Ripster on Twitter. I was Hitman was my favorite game. Hitman 47, Agent 47. So that's
Got it. There's always unique stories.
Yeah.
Okay. And then go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No. I just I just want to take today's opportunity to talk about earnings, right? Because I have been playing earnings last 1 week. I have been alerting earning plays. A lot of people still don't get it, right? When the newbies. So I just want to go talk over earnings a little bit when you have time.
Please, right now, take it away, my man.
Yeah. So the thing with earnings is, right, you have to look at the chart. You have to look at the technicals and market psychology. What is market psychology? Market psychology is in the chart. If you see the chart has been going down for last 1 year, that means everybody who bought is in a loss, right? Every pop down, right? You don't even need to look at last 3 earnings. You can just look at the chart, right? So when you look at the chart, if the chart is weak, does not matter they beat earning. That's a different topic. I don't even look at beat. I look at what are they doing year after year. Does not matter they beat earnings, beat sales, whatever, right? That it will bounce. It will bounce, right? But if the chart is weak, all-time highs or relatively 6-month lows, weaker lows, it will bounce, and it's an opportunity of the investors to get out. Right, you see, good earnings, you long it, and then it goes few points and tanks, and you say, Rip, why is it tanking? Why is that stock running? It is tanking because the investors are disappointed, and investors are getting out, because that's their opportunity to get out. So that's what happened. That's one thing. And then there are some stocks like Facebook, Google, even Microsoft, which are consolidating at highs. You have an earning, and right before earnings, it's consolidating at their all-time highs. What does that mean? That means all the investors are in money. Everybody is profitable in that chart, like how Google was, how Microsoft was, and how Facebook was. So when they report the next earnings, right, and this earnings is really good, it's blowing out year over year, numbers are much better, like Facebook, right? Just take put a Facebook chart in there. Right? Put a daily chart. Right? Facebook or Google, yeah. Just zoom a little bit. So, when the Facebook's earning came, it broke out of that. It was kind of in a range, 300, 315 range. And when it broke that range, it has more, the existing buyers will hold it because they are already in money. They bought lower, they are in money, and the earnings are good, they will hold it. New buyers will come in because they know earnings are good and it's breaking out of all-time highs, right? So those buyers will come in. The new existing investors will hold. So it's all market psychology. That's why when Facebook earning came after hours, it broke out of that level. It ran. I told people that it will run after 315, and it went to 331. You made money after hours, right? I don't recommend adding too many calls, but if you held some calls, you made money there. So that's how you play earnings. You find those charts. Microsoft, even though good earnings, it could not break the highs, right? When it could not break the highs, the investors know that okay, on a good earnings, a stock is not breaking the highs. I'd rather take some profit here because market is not interested, right? So that's why Microsoft technically couldn't break that. So that's why it rejected. That's, you know, and everybody start taking profit. Same as Google, right? Google was breaking out. I alerted, but then the market tanked. And other thing, always look at the market. If market is weak, let's say it was today, SPY is weak, Nasdaq is weak, everything is weak, and you blow out the earnings, then even then sometimes it has no relative strength. It will fall back. And you will say, oh, why it's tanking? Because you don't look at the indices, you don't look at wicks, you don't look at anything, right? So sometimes there's a bad timing of earnings. So that being said, let's look at example of Amazon, which is going to come today. So what do you see on Amazon? Jason, if you are just going to go on Amazon. So for 6 months, Amazon
Hey,
has
go to Amazon, Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, he did. He's on delay, man. He's on delay.
No, that's fine.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a delay on the thing. That's all. He's not on delay. All right, there he goes. Peace.
So if you invested in Amazon in August, you are an Amazon investor, you are still flat. Amazon has basically gone nowhere, right? It's a 6 month long range, right? But you're still flat or almost, most people are in money, who invested anytime before August or since August, everybody is in money. So let's see how the earnings are today. So my analysis, my probability of charts or whatever I have learned from the market tells me if Amazon has a good earnings and it breaks out of that 3,500, 3,530 level, it will push. Everybody will be in money. If earnings are good, then more investors technical traders will jump in, more investors will jump in. Current investors will hold on to see how higher we go, right? So yeah, and so that's how you play earnings, right? Anything can fail. There is nothing absolute in trading. I keep telling people, they are like, oh, this didn't happen, this didn't happen. There is nothing absolute. Nobody, if somebody tells you that trading, market, investing, things are absolute, buy this indicator, it's absolute, I'm the guru, this is nothing is absolute. Everything will fail. Everything will fail at some point of time, any setup, any strategy. But the point is, if something works, when it works, you make money. And when it fails, you lose less money. That's the core of the trading and investing is, right? So just for example, what setup I'm telling you, right? This worked on Google, this worked on Facebook, it didn't trigger on Microsoft, so we didn't trade it. It can work on Amazon, it cannot work on Amazon, but if it works, right, then you make sure you make good money. So that's how you define a setup system strategy. You don't just come into investing and start trading and saying, oh, I have got a bunch of money. My friends told me Amazon is good company. They beat, let me buy it. Okay, let me buy the options. Earnings are going to be good. I heard that. No, that's not how you invest. That's not how you trade. You have to have a system. You have to have a strategy, working strategy that when it works, it makes you money. When it doesn't work, very small losses. So that's how you trade. So that I don't want, if my followers are here, so I don't want next time, I don't want to see this, hey Rip, this one tanked, right? Because I repeat these things a lot of times, right? And as my passion of educating, I still answer everybody, but you have to help yourself, try to understand how everything works and follow that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was shocked just yesterday at Apple, how much Apple fell after hours. Well, it popped for a second, went up to like 137, but then started falling. It's just been a dog today, and that was on like record crushing everything. And it's like you're saying though, the people that have been in have made their money, and now they're like, what's next? They've already crushed earnings, so they get out, they're selling, and you know, I don't know if you said exactly what happened with Apple, but I don't know. I want to hear your opinions on that.
Yeah. So see, for me, the Apple, I haven't checked the earnings. See, Apple again, there are still people who are in loss in Apple. The people who invested, let's see, the people who invested in Apple in February, right? Just
just end of January right here.
Anybody who invested in Apple 1 quarter ago at 142 is still in loss. That's right. And if the Apple bounced, some of them will take profits. And technically, Apple did not break 135. It did not break 138.40, right? It did not break those resistances. So that's why it's back. But it doesn't mean that it can't. Once it reclaims those levels, it can move forward, right? So
yeah.
and again, my Apple, Microsoft is the market. They are the market. They are the the S&P and tech. So that's what happened there.
No, yeah, 100%. I really do think that, I mean, if I had to buy one stock for the next year and just hold, Apple would be very high up on that list. Like if I had to buy a stock and couldn't even sell it, because their financials are just insane and they have so much cash on hand. But I think people are worried about that. They're like, were these earnings too good? Like, where do they go from here? Because from here, they're not going to be able to beat this quarter's iPhone sale, whatever it is. Or that's what some investors are worried about.
Here's the thing, right? If you are a conservative investor, you don't want an exponential growth. You want safe, casual growth next 5-6 years. Yes, take Apple. I would buy Apple at 130, put a stop at 100 or 120. Maybe keep adding in between that 120 or 130 range. But it's such a huge stock. It has such a huge market cap. It is such a big float, right? You can't expect exponential growth right away. But yes, for a good passive investor long term, invest in Apple and sit back. 10 years, I have no doubt they are innovators. They will find something. They will find something to keep moving on. No doubt about that. So just invest it and sit back, and maybe it's 250, 300 in like maybe a year, 2 years, who knows, right?
But that's the thing, is I don't know what, the highs it's going to hit or when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to keep going up, and so I know you're doing a little bit differently where you're actively trading, getting in and out of things, just looking for those daily moves. But, that's what I think about Apple is they're just killer. But you said you do have some of your long-term holdings, but those are mostly biotechs.
Yeah.
And speaking of biotechs, we got to get your buddy Farm DA back on.
Yeah. We need to get it. It's when the biotech has been the sector which has taken so much hit in last 2 months and still not recovered yet, right? So that's why a lot of people ran away from biotechs, or a lot of people took losses. But when it has to recover, the rotation will come, and once that rotation comes, all the biotechs will be, there will be multiple returns from them. It's just a market rotation.
Got it. Well, we do have our crypto show starting right now at 2 Eastern. I don't know if you trade cryptos, RIPSTER, but you should hang around for that because that should be interesting. Is there anything?
No, I'm not much into cryptos.
No, you're not. Well, is there anything else you want to leave our audience with before we head out?
No, not really. I mean, just wanted to share my thoughts on earnings, how to, earnings and strategies, and just want people to, have their conviction, find their system, and just don't run around looking for alerts or looking for some magic formula. I've been getting a lot of DMs because here's what happened. Like January, February, market was good, everything was running, GAME happened, AMC happened, whatever. Thousands of new traders came into the market thinking it's an ATM. What happened? March came, the choppy April came. A lot of accounts got destroyed. Everybody is desperate now to make the money back that they lost. So I get DMs, hey, Rip, I was 1000% account in January, February. I don't know what happened. Where should I go? Do you know, where are you alerting? Where can I get your alerts? Or who's the best alert guy? Blah, 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 which is the best room? No, you're not going to get your money back if you think that you will, whatever is left, you will destroy all of that, right? Unless you are persistent and you have, you can sustain the number of account blow-ups and keep moving up. Maybe, yes, then you can succeed. But again, you have to change your mentality. You just can't go looking for alerts or whatever. You have to understand what don't think why you made money in February or January. Think why you lost money in March. Think holistically. Think about the whole market. What was market doing? What were the sectors doing? And then think about what were you doing? What did you follow a strategy? Was each of your March trades, were they a part of a setup? Was it a repeatable setup? So it was a random trade like you did in January and February, right? You can't answer that because most of them was random, and you don't even have a system or a repeatable process. And when you won, maybe you won like a few trades, small, and then March came, you just kept adding the dips because for you, oh, this is cheap because you don't understand the market, or maybe this guy alerted it better be good, and you added without a system or strategy, and then boom. So that's what you have to look up. You have to introspect, right? We were there, I was there, right? Everybody had heard my story. Just when I focused on myself, just me, belief in yourself. You are your holy grail. I keep telling everyone, you are your holy grail. There's no holy grail out there. You will not find any. You'll just keep losing money from room to room, chat room, guru to guru, maybe Twitter accounts like me. You just keep losing. So yeah, just believe in yourself and wait for market to stabilize, understand market sentiments, and it'll be good. That's it.
Well, that's what I love and appreciate about what you do, is because you're giving all this education and stuff for free. And even I mean the cloud stuff, all that stuff is just so, the moving averages, it makes it easy for someone to learn how to technically trade. And it's like, you don't need to pay $1,000 for this course or that course or whatever. So we appreciate
system,
it.
Right. So I found my system, right? And it's not about me selling my system. I just want to tell people a system. There is always a system that works for you. My system might not work for you, but you can improvise. So find a system. So the reason I teach people like, okay, my EMA clouds, it's not that I want to have the best system in the world, or people tell me, oh, RIP system is the best. No, who cares? Everybody is making money out there, more money than me or anybody else. But the point is, there's always a system you have to follow. I have a system that I share. You see system works, you can follow that, improvise on that, but find your own as well. So that's the key. That's the point of sharing knowledge, and as I share with others, I learn every day, and more than that, a lot of mistakes my followers make reminds me of my mistakes that I still make till this date, right? So it's all part of a journey. We are all in it together, but everybody has to help each other. So keep moving forward.
Of course. I see someone in the comments was asking where they can read your story. So we got to get a little article profile going on that. So
I have you can hear my podcast. My podcast recording by PGIR. It's in my bio on Twitter.
Okay, beautiful. I'll do that.
Jason is quiet today, huh? Okay, Jason.
Yeah. I'm trying to help O's with the
draft
thing too.
Okay. Okay.
But I've been into it. I've been listening, and when you talk smarts, people listen, and so I don't want to interrupt, and and they're here to listen to you. So don't think it's any slight. That's the truth. Your earnings and I wasn't quiet in the beginning. I was talking a lot.
No,
so.
I was just teasing.
All right, don't do that to me. Yeah, I felt bad.
Yeah, I was no. I was.
All right.
You're usually not that quiet. That's why, right?
I know. My wife and kids tell me all the time. So yeah, you get it. All right, well, thank you, man, for coming on. I know people want me to ask you about stocks and RKT and this and this and that, but we'll do that another time. Let's just have fun.
When the time is right, I'll be here. I'll share the picks. Time is not right for picks.
Thank you. Okay. I understand completely. Brother from another mother. Thank you, Ripster. Appreciate it, man. All right. So
and then Rip, I'll get back with you for more times in a couple of weeks to get you back on.
Yep. See ya. See ya. Yep. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that was Ripster. He's the man with the master plan. But I'm trying to help my friend O's Perlman in the draft. I know a lot of you guys didn't know what the heck I was talking about, because you're like, John Najarian already picked that, Jason. Josh Brown already picked Leslie's. I mean, I don't know who the heck is in this chat today, but you guys open your ears, because now here you go. So now I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. Hey, like and subscribe. If you're new here, like and subscribe. Hit subscribe. Ryan Murphy. Hold on. Like and subscribe. This guy likes to party. You'll see. Hold on. 1 second.
Well, first off, I'm fired up to be here. I look up to a lot of you guys, and I'm a little bit intimidated
Ryan Murphy.
that I have to pick in front of Mr. Wonderful. I
Haha.
don't want to give him.
So I'm on the behind the scenes right now with O's.
But I think what I'm going to go with is Arc Innovation.
Oh,
I
fuck.
think if I
That was our.
man, and Jim Cramer's already giving me the heat. But if I have the chance to get
Who's laughing in my office? Kick their butt.
Roku, Square, Shop.
All right. Well, we do have crypto. I don't know if you want to hang out here. I'm gonna head out over there.
Yeah. If you got to go help out on it. Yeah. No, I have to. I mean, I'm doing the draft. Well, how can I leave? I can't do that to people.
All right, Jim.
Why are you laughing?
Oh no, I can't. I don't have a rebuttal for that. You're right. The drafts.
It's live, but I'm going to NFL draft tomorrow.
You're going?
Yep.
Yeah. But I think
Okay.
We're
going to go for solar, I think. Yeah, guys, we called producer AB. We told him to get a haircut today, put on some clothes, and yeah, you're right, Tiny Pie. Or I am here. What are you talking? Oh, why aren't I there? I am there. What's this guy talking about? Daniel, yes, thank you. All right, on the clock we have Mr. Wonderful. Here, Aaron, go to your crypto, whatever.
I take that.
Okay.
As
Well,
I love you.
All right, love you too.
Peace. Good job with your hair.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys, here's what we got left on the board. We have Airbnb, AMC. All right, I picked Kevin O'Leary's gonna pick Palantir. Kevin O'Leary's gonna pick Palantir is my guess in the 2021 draft.
Let me explain why this particular pick will crush the other stock traders like the cockroaches they are.
If he says Walmart.
Listen, and not to mention, I've won this before because I have the power of the future and understanding how to unlock the value. It's going to be Alphabet. Why? People
Alphabet.
don't understand YouTube at all. It's bigger than Netflix, and it will be, and it'll be unlocked in value
Not bad.
this time period before Super Bowl.
Not
either
bad.
by people
I
understanding
just think the
how
market
many
cap
hours
is so high.
it's
How do you get up
YouTube, or
40%?
Indeed, doing its own IPO, and again, I will take the crown.
All right. You heard it from Kevin. We've put on now on
All right.
the clock our stock guy Jason Frank for his next
All right.
pick. But
We're
first,
coming up
Alyssa,
soon.
Jim, your response.
This is an interesting one. This is a case where they report an extraordinary quarter. The stock went up, and you might feel better buying the stock up after the quarter.
I am in agreement with Mr. Wonderfulness. I remember the Boeing pick, and I also know that he got out at the top. What I like about this is the YouTube situation, because YouTube, buried within this company, I had Stanley Black & Decker on last night. What do people use?
Okay.
They buy tools and they look at YouTube videos. I think YouTube is worth so much more than people realize. I found myself, I wanted to be at loggerheads with the man, but I can't be. I'm on his team.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I am sub-wonderful.
YouTube is really a post.
DraftKings is probably next.
Yes, it's got
And I know you guys don't know what the heck this is, but I'm sorry. Just hang in with me. I know you don't like the show, but
All right,
it's my show.
Pick now is Jason Frank, known as
Thank
the
you.
stock guy on Twitch.
Yep.
Where he streams his
What's
day
up, Jay?
away. Jason, your pick. We're ready.
Is he going DraftKings?
I am. One thing I've learned trading long enough is that you never bet against the mouse, and I'm going with Disney at 5.
Oh, I got that last time.
Disney. What do you like about it?
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. We're looking at streaming numbers right now. COVID is ending, but it's not over.
So 2 years ago, guys, I picked
YouTube,
Disney
I
at
mean,
$60,
Netflix is bleeding
and that was what
subscribers,
killed it.
based on their
Goldman
last report,
Sachs, and then we had
know where
Bitcoin.
they're going. One of the main places is to Disney and Disney Plus. If these numbers continue, I don't see a
All
ceiling.
right, so off the
anytime
board,
soon.
we have
Plus, we're seeing
28
that
here, guys.
CDC
Here,
saying vaccines may take
should I
children
share what's on the screen? Because you guys don't know the stock
Kids are
choices.
gonna be home.
Here, I'll do
Parents
that.
wanna
1
have them
second.
watch Disney. Not only that, we're still waiting on parks to reopen.
Hold on,
We've
team.
got Marvel movies. We've got Star Wars coming out. We've got merch coming out. I mean, Disney doesn't have a ceiling for me right now. And from now until next year, I'm not betting
Hey, if you're
against
listening, like and
All right,
subscribe,
let's
please.
toss it over. We got Oz Perlman on
That's
the
us.
clock now.
That's us.
Jim, Melissa,
What
what's
should
the
you go with?
reaction there
Ford,
today?
what are you doing?
Unless you think those users
That's
are going
us.
to the beach, they're going
What are
on
you doing?
vacation, they're going to
Solar?
the Mayan
What should O's do,
Riviera,
guys?
or
I'm talking to
wherever
O's
they're
right now. What should he do?
I'm with you. I'm with you. I like this call. Stock has been basing now in the 180.
He's about to pick. I'm talking. O's doesn't want me to say it. Here you go. Here's the picks, guys. O's is on. Solar. Oh. Are you guys?
Counts. How do you spend your time? Jim, I got in your head 2 years ago. You challenged me on live TV. You said, what am I going to pick? I said Disney. Scary. This year, I'm going bigger and better. How about this? Jim, let's say you get on a plane and you said Icarus to the sun. You're going all around the planet. And Jim, close your eyes. Imagine you put your finger, boom, on one spot on the planet that you've always wanted to go. Number one place, my friend. Don't say it. Imagine yourself there. Can you do that for me, Jim Crane?
It's right in my head right now. See, my cerebellum, the cortex. It's cortex. Are you going to do like a lobotomy or something? What do you got?
I don't know if I can get inside that head. You know what, Jim? Analysis paralysis. You're thinking of more than one place. You don't have just one stock up your sleeve. We get 2 picks this year. I know what you're thinking before you even do. Jim, look at me. I think you debated. You debated. You said to yourself, I want to go there. But right before then, you had an inkling. You had another place you wanted to go. It didn't make the cut. Talk to me. What was the number one place you wanted to go? What was it? Say it.
You want me to say it? New Zealand.
Say it.
New Zealand.
But where did you think of right before then? What did you think of before then that was number 2 that didn't make the cut?
Chile.
Chile is what you changed your mind to, and you went with New Zealand.
Should we end the stock
That's
draft?
not
This
possible.
guy should
No, that's
be
not
able to win if he's able to do that.
That's
I
not
mean, why
possible.
are we all here?
Look.
That's great. He wrote this down. It's right here on the card.
It's not possible.
It's just unbelievable.
It's not possible. It's just not possible.
I know what you're thinking before you even are, Jim. You don't need the earnings report. I'm telling you the earnings report now.
That's scary.
All right. With that kind of performance, Invesco Solar, we'll see, right?
I'm
We'll
going
see
for
where we're
Invesco
going.
Solar for certain.
Do you guys like that?
Folks, the 2021 stock draft is off and running. 6 picks.
You guys like that? What should I tell O's?
I'm sure there's some people on the board there who wish some of those names were still left.
It wasn't scripted, guys. I promise.
Slash tech investor.
It wasn't scripted.
Star, but up next, making her final preparations.
Guys, it wasn't scripted.
The supermodel, philanthropist Petra Nemkova. You may have seen her on the cover of Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue. And next, you will see her making her stock pick as the stock draft.
So, guys, that was what we went with. Solar. Listen. I was saying make it a Biden play. We're texting. That was not scripted. You guys want O's? We can have O's come on and explain it all to you. I'm talking to O's right now. You don't hear. I'll show you. Here, guys. I'll share my screen. I don't lie to you guys about anything. You guys think I lie to you? O's Perlman. Here we go. All right, here we go. That's my text messages with O's. Downtown Josh Brown. That's O's. Okay. What's his next pick, guys? Bitcoin was taken. Royal Caribbean, NVIDIA. What should he do next? Okay, guys. No, that wasn't scripted. I can explain later, but that wasn't scripted. I can't give everything away. I'm sorry. I've been sworn to secrecy. I love you, though, guys. Okay. So, all right. I got to head out and help him a little more than I have. So, unless you guys want me to keep the feed on, but hey, can you like and subscribe? We need to get the likes up to another 100. We need to get the subscribes up to another 1,000. And here we go, because we need to get to 100,000. Should he go Royal Caribbean or NVIDIA? If you think Royal Caribbean, press 1. If you think NVIDIA, press 2. Royal Caribbean, press 1. NVIDIA, press 2. I don't care if my number shows up on the screen, guys. 248-766-0000. That's my number. What's the big deal? You guys are afraid if someone would reach out to you? Who cares? That's my number. 24. Okay, so you guys are saying What are we saying? Royal Caribbean, NVIDIA? You guys are saying it. If you're saying NVIDIA, let's start over. If you think NVIDIA, type in the letter N. If you think Royal Caribbean, type in the letter R. NVIDIA N, Royal Caribbean R.
Cuando sea su turno, pónganse la vacuna. Las vacunas han probado ser seguras y efectivas en estudios clínicos.
Let's go.
Pueden obtenerlas sin costo. Vacúnense por
I
su
need that help because
amor a los suyos, por estar juntos otra vez.
Eden Garden, don't be mad at Spencer. Yeah, I know. He should have interviewed Trump. It's no big deal. I don't care. All right, so it looks like NVIDIA, you guys are saying. NVIDIA's taking the cup. Oh, we got some Royal Caribbeans. All right. So I think NVIDIA. I'm going to tell them NVIDIA. It seems like a split vote, but I think NVIDIA. Okay. So let me turn this off. Okay. What's all the stuff behind me? It looks like a beautiful mine back there. Let me check it out, guys. One sec. Yeah, February is the day. February. All right, we're live again. Now, Josh Richards, I'm helping him, but not as much. He's from TikTok. Josh Richards. So I got 3 guys in the thing. Wait, out of this CNBC draft, I'm friends with Tim Seymour, Josh Richards, Oath Perlman, Kevin O'Leary. So 4 out of the 10. That's not bad. I don't know Petra. I don't know Petra. I know I'm name dropping, guys.
All Hands and Hearts is the name of one of her charities. Petra, welcome, and tell us what you like.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here. And Team Petra for the
I don't know her.
Airbnb.
Airbnb. Airbnb. What do you guys think?
Please go ahead. There has been a demand for travel post-pandemic.
No, we may interview Trump.
Airbnb
Yep.
will be a direct beneficiary.
All right, I'm going to tell O's. I don't know. NVIDIA or Royal Caribbean?
Also wonderful supporters of All Hands and Hearts, the foundation I'm co-founder.
Yeah, that's Petra. You guys think I should be friends with Petra? So she says Airbnb. Let's see what we have left on the board. I think ExxonMobil, Etsy, DraftKings, DKNG.
2 weeks high, but it just got started in December.
Yeah, but what's NVIDIA's market cap? Hey, if you're listening to me, what's NVIDIA's market cap? Josh Richards, this is my guy. NVIDIA, what's it? Market cap. What's NVIDIA's market cap? AMD is on the list, but it's already $88. Yes, AMD is on the list.
Listen, this is the kind of stock that works in this contest.
Pandemic and post-pandemic.
Oh, NVIDIA's $332 billion market cap.
Now this is off the board
Is it
for one of our other players who already made his pick. Tim, you got to look elsewhere. Airbnb's off the board.
Maybe should have pounced on it first. Or maybe not. Maybe Josh Richards wanted Bitcoin. Let's go to him now, only 19 years old, making millions on TikTok and deploying that money into business. That's why.
What is AMD's market cap? What is AMD's market cap?
Thank you. I don't know if you guys have been hearing the murmuring on the street, but they actually are calling me Mr. Wonderful Jr. now. So I'm pretty ready to come in here and I think take the championship spot this year. But
you have too much hair.
For the 2021 draft, I'm going to go with AMD. I think that,
Josh just took AMD.
They come out and said they're in growth mode. The fundamentals of the company's
text
great.
Josh
And
right now and say,
in the shortage of semiconductors, I think they're the best position to win that war.
AMD, Josh, any other reasons? And then let me ask you, would you have taken one of the names already chosen? Did somebody take, would you have taken Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin was where I was going. Bitcoin definitely was the one that was on my mind for the first. So, I mean, got picked first. That's kind of what I expected. 8th pick in the draft. A little unlucky there, but it's all good.
All right, before we get response, Andre Iguodala is now on the clock for
all right, guys, I'm going to have to leave you guys in the middle of it.
I love Lisa Sue, and I also love this pick. Why? One, they just reported a great quarter, and the stock didn't react. 2, I'm sure what Josh is taking into account is the fact the Xilinx deal will then close, and this is a stock-for-stock deal. It's kept the stock down. I'm not familiar as familiar as I should be with Josh's work. But it's obviously that youth is not being wasted on this man. I think it's a brilliant.
Highest compliment there, Josh.
Yeah, that is a high compliment. AMD has been a high pick before. One year it was not a winner. the last time it was, and I think it drove one of the players, whoever had it, either to the top spot or number 2. Josh Richards is going to have, can we all agree, he's going to have a hard time getting dates? I would just say he's just
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
He'll be a lonely adolescent.
Welcome back, Andre Iguodala. You've been a friend of the program for years. We are delighted to have you take part, and we're glad you came off a win last night. You beat the Spurs 116-111. Congratulations on that. You're an investor and an author. Your book was fantastic. Andre, welcome
All right,
back.
guys.
What do you pick?
Thank you. Glad to be here right now. Got the 9th slot, which was my number majority of my career, but I'm gonna go with Lennar.
Ooh,
Lennar. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Smash the like, subscribe, go join crypto. Okay. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Email E-Trade. Email E-Trade and tell E-Trade that you want your Benzinga news. Send us an email at powerhour@benzinga.com, and we'll send you swag. Peace.